Aloha, everybody. Welcome to bjpen.com for our broadcast of UFC 222. Stomping in a little late. Right now, Hector Lombard versus CB Dalloway is going down. First round just happened. Kind of even fight. Going into the second round here real soon. We're here today with Brother Reagan. What's up, Reagan?
Yeah, how's it going?
BJ's out there
And
at
Eric.
the fights currently.
No, yeah. So BJ's at the fights with Cyborg and Perillo. So maybe we can get in touch with him later in the show. Maybe not. See how busy he is. But yeah, we also have Eric here.
Hello.
Yeah.
Eric Von G. Yvonne G in the house. Right now they're showing some highlights of the first round. CB Dalloway got rocked with an overhand left, dropped to his butt real quick. Actually, what, at the end of the round?
Yeah.
Right at the end of the round, he got dropped. We missed that one. Like, there was a
Was
little
it the
bit
end
of
of the
technical difficulty, and he got dropped at the end of the round right there. Wait, he might have got finished. He got knocked out. Walk off knockout. Oh man, we missed that one, man. As we were starting the broadcast, there was a little bit of a glitch, courtesy of Fox. And next thing you know, TV Dalloway is surrounded by red jackets. There seems to be a little bit of controversy because of the walk-off knockout. Maybe it was whether CB was actually knocked out or not. And let's see. They're showing the highlight. Left overhand to CB Dalloway's chin. CB goes down. Hector does a bit of a walk-off. They're not showing much more, so it looks like that was the finish. Walk-off knockout. Late in the first round?
Yeah, it must be.
The doctor is visiting with CB Dalloway.
Almost looking to see if he can continue.
Maybe it was at the end of the round.
Yeah, he went
After the
stiff for
bell.
a second until he hit the ground, right? It looked about right on the chin, twisted his whole chin to the side. Yeah, CB Dalloway looking a little injured. Hector wondering what's going on. And maybe hoping everything's okay with Dalloway. Okay, Dalloway's on his feet, looking a little upset. Everybody calming him down.
It's over.
Yep, and this fight is over. The referee letting everybody know. Very interesting. Hopefully he's okay. They're kind of holding him so he can stand. And yeah, no, they're just going to help him out. And he's not going to have to do the hand raising. Yeah, you can see Hector looks a little worried. He hopes everything's okay, I'm sure. Hector's corner's coming in. And
they're helping CB Dalloway out. So apparently he was rocked by the punch, whether there's controversy or not. It's a little hard to tell what's going on. See, us guys, we don't have those earpieces that cool commentators have to get. Oh, what happened? What was that? Wait, quiet. What happened? Yeah, then they find out what happened. They get to tell you all the cool news. Was it a disqualification? Hector has an anger.
we should listen to see what they say.
Yee. His dog look like that cat.
Yeah, so disqualification by Hector Lombard. The referee kind of stopped it right after CB Dalloway threw his kick. And he said, yell, stop. You could see it in his face. And then the left hand was thrown, and you could see the disappointment in the ref's face. And I guess Dalloway couldn't continue. So here we go.
He got stretchered out, too. You know? Didn't give the thumbs up, though.
Okay, so UFC Fight Pass.
Looks like the next UFC event coming on.
Doom versus Volkov. Should be a good one. Some heavyweights.
That's the tallest guy besides
Stefan. Yeah, who did he just? Yeah, he just fought Stefan Struve. That was a good fight.
Coming up next, John Dodson, ranked number 8, versus Pedro Munoz, ranked number 10. What is this? 135 exactly. John Dodson moved up to. Oh, where's the side by side kind today, Reg? Am I sitting in your seat? Let's go ahead and move this on.
I got it.
Take the mouse over there.
You're gonna have the best power voice, anyways.
Huh? Oh, let us know how you really feel. What's BJ's dog's name?
Sophia.
Clean that up. See what she has going on over there.
Yeah, I don't know why she got sick.
Oh, not by me. Yeah, this broadcast is going to be gold for mine. Oh. Sorry, guys. Sophia just was trying to make a deposit on my slipper. Gosh, she's making deposits all over the place. Yep, happy trees. Coming up next, John Dodson, the magician, age 33, 5'3", 135 pounds, fighting out of Jackson Wink Academy. He's fighting Pedro Munoz, representing American top team. Brazilian brother from Sao Paulo, Brazil. 15 wins, 9 of them by submission, 2 knockouts. It's a lonely day in the city. So, how do you do as you do? We welcome animals in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. Just letting you guys know. And when you do welcome animals in the studio, you have those animal responsibilities. So you can surf on through this commercial break as Fox is doing. So what do you think of this next? Have you ever seen Pedro Munoz fight?
I really enjoy John Dodson fight. He's exciting.
Punisher.
He is.
He has a win over Rob Font, who's been making some noise. He has a win over Justin Scoggins, another guy I know. Win over Russell Doan. For those tuning in Hawaii
boy.
This is one guy that beat Russell Doan. I didn't get to pick up that fight because I don't remember seeing the guy fight Munoz. But yeah, John Dodson brings it. Number 8 ranked in the bantamweight versus number 10. And that's what's going down and coming up next. Just had a knockout by Hector Lombard versus CB Dalloway, but it was a disqualification.
CB takes the win.
He got hit after the bell, well after the bell, as they said. Well, you're not computing for me. Huh?
Marlon Morales.
Mohaish. We're still on the kind of.
Yeah.
But we're still on Fox. It's not on pay-per-view yet.
No, it just started. The Fox card.
Right.
3 o'clock.
Scott Junk.
What up, Scotty boy? You would trip that we were crazy.
Scott Junk gotta learn how to kind of spell his new commentator's last name, though.
He just got a gym in his Kailua hometown.
I know.
Oh, right there, 1 hour 36 till the pay-per-view.
1 hour 36 minutes until the real stuff you want to be tuning into us for, because as you all know,
What is the main card looking like?
we're over here on Fox. It's led off by Kat Zingano versus Caitlin Vieira,
Okay, then
followed by
former champs.
Andre Arlovsky versus Stefan Struve. Then Sean O'Malley gets catapulted up ahead of the veterans versus Andre Sukumtat.
Who are those guys?
Sean O'Malley coming off the Contender Series. The kid with the afro, he does a lot of fancy spinning stuff. He's exciting to watch.
Exciting.
I was very intrigued by him in the beginning, and now he's kind of falling into that category of like, okay, let's see this guy get. Let's see how well he holds up, because he's talking such a huge game coming into the UFC right now. And this guy he's fighting, Sukamta. He slapped his wrist at the weigh-ins and stuff, so it made it interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to that one. But I think when his UFC debut, he won the fight decision, but as loud as he was tooting his horn, it was kind of a disappointed for the people that really were looking forward to watching him fight, because it was, he took his share of damage as well. So I'm looking forward to O'Malley versus Sukumtat. And then, of course, I think after that will be Edgar versus Ortega in a 3-round war. This one is pretty much definitely going to decide who's fighting current champion Max Holloway next. As most of Frankie's opponents say, Ortega's main goal is to be the first opponent to ever finish Frankie Edgar. And yeah, that's what's going on with that. And of course, the main event, Chris Cyborg versus Anna Kunitskaya, as you all know, that super popular opponent she's got. UFC debut, main event. Cyborg, heavy favorite in that one. But, the Jackson Wayne camp a lot of times has some tricky tools up their sleeve. So they could make it for an interesting contest early, but Cyborg, physically the larger woman, Kunitskaya never really having to kill herself to make 35. She's known more as a 35er, although she said I think she has fought up at 45. But Cyborg, the bigger, stronger woman, heavy over. What's it called? Favorite. Heavy favorite. What's it called? Heavy favorite going in, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that's super good. You said there was a great fight on the undercards though. That was Mackenzie Dern, you said?
Check us out on the broadcast, you guys.
Ashley Yoder.
Yoder.
What do you want to know about them?
Ashley Yoder, she came off the Ultimate Fighter. She trains out of Team Quest. Super gritty. Hasn't made really loud noise, but definitely has shown enough talent and determination to stick around in the UFC. What division is that?
Okay, well, she's 0-2 in the UFC, and this will be Mackenzie's debut. Okay, that's fitting for the undercard. This
a very anticipated debut from Mackenzie Dern. A lot of people calling her the new Ronda Rousey. Daughter of Megatin Diaz. She started competing as an adult in jiu-jitsu at the age of 14. World champion jiu-jitsu practitioner. There's videos of her on the internet tapping out grown men, in competitive jiu-jitsu. and very, very, talked about. Most recently, a lot of people talking about her accent. You know, she was born and raised born in Arizona, and man, she's a pretty strong Brazilian accent now after having kind of an American accent in the beginning. A lot of people are talking about that. Me myself, I think it sounds kind of ridiculous personally, but
here's
John Dodson making his way out.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna get your first taste of some real
happiest guy in the UFC for sure.
And we're talking to Reagan, who has personal experience with John Dodson. Reagan spent a bunch of time out there at the Jackson Wing camp with his brother BJ.
Yep, and just as happy as he looks in the ring is how happy he is in the gym. You gotta say he's enjoying it.
In with us.
The Magician. And we get another commercial break. Well, I'm sure they had to buy some time after the first round, kind of confusion. So 19-9, Dodson.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time, from back in the days of the WEC. Yeah, I mean, but he's been in the UFC from well before 2010.
Yeah, 12 fights in the UFC.
No, 2011. Yeah, his first fight, Ultimate Fighter finale against
12-4 in the UFC.
Yeah,
Pedro looks like he has a lot of momentum. 4 wins in a row.
Rob Font, like I said, he's been making some noise. Submitted him in one round, and you know most of his victories coming by way of submission. So we're looking at Dodson probably trying to keep it on the feet. It's actually vice versa. If you look at their records, if you look at John Dodson record, nine wins by KO, 2 by submission, and Pedro Munoz, the actual, the complete opposite, 9 submissions and 2 KOs. So one would predict Dodson's going to try to punch him, and Pedro's going to try to tap him. But John Dodson, no slouch on the ground. I remember back when I lived in Vegas, competing at the Grappler's Quest. There's this crazy guy doing backflips, tapping guys, and screaming on top of his lungs. Rah! And then come to find out, hey, that guy's on the Ultimate Fighter. Hey, next thing you know, he's John Dodson, the Magician. I remember him back in the day, tapping guys at the Grappler's Quest tournament in advanced divisions. So he's no slouch on the ground himself. Most people that train at Jackson Wing for these big fights are very well versed on the ground. Would you agree, Reg? Or there's just a bunch of what?
Yeah, everybody at this level is just going to be the best in the world. And yeah, John Dodson, he's just such an athlete, you know. Like I remember him and Cerrone guys went to just that park, and he could almost do anything with that just his first try, you know. So
anybody can get, that wrist slipped under their chin though and get caught.
Oh yeah, so what is it? What is the submissions?
His last
9 submissions.
Yeah.
Wow. 9 submissions versus 9 TKOs.
A lot of guillotines, man. He's a guillotine guy. Looking at his last few victories.
Man, well, one thing about the Jackson guys, though, I gotta say is they look into people's last fights, and if he did get a bunch of guillotine chokes, I would imagine they would have went over a few. So, I mean, not that's gonna matter. You know, this guy could be the best at it, and man, let's see what happens. The young Punisher. What does that mean? Does that mean he punishes younger fighters, or when he was?
He's young
at 31.
Or yeah, or is he saying or is he saying young, punishing people? That's funny.
Maybe it's almost time to change the name to the Punisher.
No, but if you're punishing younger fighters.
But Dodson's older.
Right, but well, next,
He's not going to change his name just for Dodson. He's like, Dana, give me the young guys.
Yeah, Dodson at 5'3".
Or maybe
Well, thank you for joining us this early in the broadcast. We know you can watch this stuff at home We appreciate you listening in with us so early. As the pay-per-view starts, we expect this to gain a few more people on here. But thank you for joining us so early. Mahalo. And you're about to hear some expert play-by-play action. I mean, you might think you're back in the 50s watching one of these, old style boxing fights, and you listen to how Reagan breaks it down for you guys. But yeah, we're bringing back the old school.
Yeah, he looks confident. And of course, Dodson, man, biggest smile, happiest guy in the UFC. Yeah, how can you not like John Dodson?
He's the minus 155 favorite for those of you wondering about odds this evening.
And number 8 in the division.
And just in case you guys are wondering, when the camera comes up to them like that and they're smiling in the camera, they're never, ever flexing their abs, ever.
Yeah. Yeah, some people are nervous, but this guy's definitely enjoying himself. And here he is, Chris Nongdi.
Tyone, huh? His name.
Tyone.
Brittany's sitting down, blows a kiss, and we're on.
Yeah, Dodson nods his head and starts rushing forward. They shake hands in the middle. Munoz kind of circling back to Munoz throws a low kick and is missed by Dodson. Dodson jumping in with a jab. Now backing up, gets kind of kicked by a body shot from Munoz as he jumps away. Dodson's though standing his ground right in front of him, pushing forward. Munoz now takes the center of the cage. Both men in the center. Dodson with a low body shot catches to Munoz. Munoz trying to get him back with a low kick. Dodson steps out of the way. Now Dodson on the black line, and Munoz catches him with another kick to the body. Dodson trying to leap forward. Munoz leaps back. Munoz with a high kick that just misses Dodson's head. Dodson kind of still walks forward, not too worried about it. Munoz circling quick, moving his hands pretty quick. Dodson with the low kick that lands, front low kick. Dodson still standing in front of him, trying to push him forward. Oh, Dodson catches Munoz, kick to the body, and gets his own kick to the leg, low kick to the leg. But Munoz right in front of him. And Munoz trying another low kick, and Dodson answering back with a 1-2-3 combo. Munoz throws another kick, and Dodson parries it perfectly with his hand. Dodson still standing in front of him, kind of by the black line. Munoz taking the center every time. 3 minutes, 50 seconds. Dodson with a body shot and a right jab to the head. Lands. Both land. Munoz with another kick. Dodge by Dodson. Dodson now back up to the black line. Munoz in the center of the cage. Munoz with another body kick. And Dodson again catches his leg. And another low kick by Dodson lands. And Dodson just moving away, scoring happily at the current time. 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Munoz stretching his hands out, trying to keep some distance away. But Dodson jumps in. Low hand to the body. Left hand to the body. Right jab to the head again. Another high kick attempt. And Dodson pushes him away. Another low kick attempt. And Dodson moves out of the way. A high kick just misses for Munoz. And Munoz still pushing forward, doing most of the attacking. Another jab pushes Dodson back into the cage, and Dodson turns and jabs his way out back to the center. Dodson is now. Munoz still pressing forward, retakes the center, pushes Dodson to the black line. Dodson pushes forward with a low to the body and a left hand to the head, just missing in a southpaw stance. Dodson back to the black line. Dodson getting to the cage, trying to circle away. Munoz pushing forward now. Munoz on the black line. Dodson getting closer. Dodson with a hard kick to the body. And Munoz with hard kick to the body. Dodson just gets out of the way. Dodson with another jab. Dodson backing up. Munoz with a low leg kick attempt. And Dodson hits him with 2 left hands. Munoz still pressing forward. Dodson's back against the cage now. Dodson trying to throw some drives, make some space. Munoz with a high knee, just missing Dodson. And now another body kick from Munoz, and Dodson catches it and throws his own left hand. Munoz still pressing forward, though, retaking the center. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left. Munoz with another high kick. Dodson just jumping out of the way, almost landing against the cage. Dodson trying to jab forward, trying to stand his ground. Munoz pressing forward. Dodson with another quick left hand and circles back to the center of the cage. Dodson pressing forward with another body kick. And Munoz with another body kick. Dodson catches it and tries to throw and throws him away. Munoz with another low kick missing. Dodson with his own leg kick landing. Munoz pressing forward hard now. Oh, left hook just misses for Munoz, and Dodson just slips out of the way quickly. Munoz trying to make some pressure. 1 minute, 50 seconds. Munoz definitely pressuring him now. Dodson trying to jab his way out and circle back. Dodson with the left knee almost maybe landing to the body of Munoz. Munoz still pressing forward though. Minute 40 seconds. Dodson outside the black line. Munoz jumping right in front of him, trying to catch his breath possibly. And no man doing anything, just kind of staying right there. Another body kick by Munoz, and Dodson catches it and throws him to the ground. And Munoz pushes him back up, gets to his feet. Both men back in the center. Minute 20 seconds. Munoz pushing forward. Dodson on the black line. Munoz kind of jumping in and out. No action yet, but trying to maybe find a shot. Another low kick by Munoz, and Dodson parries it away. Dodson with his own left hands, 2, 3 left hands, running across the ring and circling all the way to the other side with his back against the cage again. 1 minute on the clock. Dodson with a hard body shot and circles away back to the middle. And Munoz goes kind of circling into the cage. Munoz with a left hook attempt, just missing. And Dodson with his own left hand. Dodson circling both men on the black line now, kind of trying to not leave their ground. Dodson with another catch of Munoz's kick and tries to push him down. Munoz pulls his leg away. Munoz right in front of him. 40 seconds left. Munoz with a body kick. Dodson parries. Munoz with a jumping knee. Dodson with a left hand from that. Lands. Dodson now in the middle of the cage. 30 seconds left. Munoz pressing forward. Dodson pushes his hand away. Dodson dodges a Munoz low kick. Dodson trying to press forward with a couple of jabs. Munoz pushing forward, still standing his ground. 20 seconds left. Munoz pressing forward. Dodson lands a body kick this time. And Munoz still pressing forward right through it. Dodson circling away, trying to find an angle. 13 seconds left. Munoz left hook. Almost lands. The right hand almost lands for possibly lands for Munoz. And the clock should be ending soon. Munoz with a body shot and another body kick. And Dodson with a 1-2 steps away and the round ends.
Man, close round. Munoz definitely jumping up in his face, looking to trade, not having much success landing punches. Dodson doing a great job standing in the southpaw stance, good evasion. Munoz is finding some success with the body kicks and no takedown attempts by Pedro Munoz. The takedown attempts actually are coming from John Dodson off those landed kicks to his ribs. He's catching those kicks, trying to trip the leg and try to get Munoz down. And he only found success with that one time throughout the whole first round. I think he might have tried that trip takedown maybe 3 or 4 times throughout the first round as well. But yeah, hard round to score. If I had to score it for somebody, I might say John Dodson by a very, very narrow margin. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Dodson was kind of paring away, not the hardest shots, but looked like he was scoring with a lot of the shots. Munoz might have landed a few more solid shots, but not as many. So, yeah, point-wise, I'd have to give it to Dodson.
I agree. Munoz, I think, is more hungry, and I would be more worried about him.
It's hard to score because of the kind of pressure he was trying to put on him. Very aggressive.
Okay, here we go. Both men run to the center of the cage, but touch hands in the middle. Dodson now with a low kick. Oh, a big right hand is just dodged out of the way from Munoz. And Dodson with his own left hand. Munoz now with a low kick, dodged by Dodson. Dodson with a jab left, lands on Munoz and a left hook. And now Munoz still presses forward, pushes Dodson outside the black line. Munoz right in front of him. Dodson kind of circling right next to the black line. Not much happening. Dodson trying to circle to the side. Lands a little body shot, not the hardest. And Munoz still walks forward right through it. Munoz pushes him back to the black line, trying to push him against the cage. Another body kick by Munoz is caught by Dodson, and Dodson lands another body shot, kind of by the liver. Munoz, though, still pressing forward. Dodson now, from the jumping around, it looks like he might have been slowing down. Now he's against the cage, but nope, he pushes off against the cage and lands another body shot on Munoz. And Munoz still pressing forward. Another body shot by Dodson lands. And Munoz still pressing forward now with some kicks. Maybe those body shots hurt him. Dodson with a Superman punch off the cage, and Munoz just steps back out of the way. Munoz with another body kick, and Dodson parries it. Dodson circling away nicely. He's against the cage, though. Now Munoz has him against the cage. Another body kick is parried, and Dodson standing his ground now. Dodson catches the next body kick and turns him away and pushes him against the cage and lets him go and circles back to the center of the cage. Munoz immediately pressing forward. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left. Munoz pushes him, gets him outside the black line, and Dodson leaps in with another body shot. And his body's a little red where Dodson's been touching him up now. And Dodson with another jab and another body shot. And now Munoz is really coming forward. He's got to do something. 3 minutes, 19 seconds left. And Dodson is kind of just finding another nice rhythm, moving back and side to side. Ooh, Munoz might have landed a good body shot. And when Dodson tried to catch his leg, now Dodson is backing up. Now Dodson trying to circle away as Munoz was getting him close to the cage. Both men in the center of the cage. Munoz with a big spinning kick, and Dodson just jumps out of the way of that. 2 minutes, 56 seconds, maybe by a foot. Dodson with another attempt to the body, but this time Munoz blocks it. Dodson pushing against the cage. Another body shot by Munoz, a knee. and Dodson had to circle off the cage and gets back to the middle. 2 minutes, 40 seconds. And Munoz with another low kick, and Dodson tries to catch it and catches him with a left hook. 2 minutes, 35 seconds, and Munoz has him against the cage. Dodson tries to jump forward with another left hand and another left to the body. But Munoz walks right through it, pushing him back, and boom, both men kind of connect. But Dodson does his classic leap forward with a body shot and circle out to the center of the cage from off the cage. So now Dodson getting pushed back 2 minutes, 12 seconds. Munoz right in front of him. Gets the cage. Now Dodson with a knee to the body of Munoz now. Might have lands as he circles out instead of his normal jumping in body shot. Munoz walks right through it. 2 minutes. Pressing him forward. Dodson catches his leg. And a left hand lands for Dodson. As Munoz just doesn't stop. Just kind of keeps coming through everything Dodson has though. 1 minute, 50 seconds. Dodson landing some punches, but Munoz just walking through them. Munoz with a 1-2 and a left hook, and Dodson just gets out of the way with it. And Munoz with another low kick body kick. 1 minute, 40 seconds. And Dodson still moving nice, moving in and out. Another body shot attempt might have landed for Dodson, but he's just getting away of Munoz's left hooks. Oh, and a big right hand for Munoz might have almost clipped Dodson as Dodson tried his own right hook to get out of the cage. Munoz gets him back against the cage now, throws a body kick. Dodson catches it. Munoz not letting him off the cage right now. Dodson with a 1-2-3 and spins back to the middle, but immediately Munoz charges him, gets him forward. He's on the black line. Munoz right in front of him. Dodson kind of trying to circle away off the cage, almost losing his balance for a second. Boom, Dodson circling to the side. 1 minute, 5 seconds. Dodson catches a Munoz leg, body kick again, and pushes him off. And Munoz with a high kick, head kick that Dodson just gets out of the way of. 50 seconds left. Both men at center of the cage, trying to throw left hands at each other. Munoz with a low kick, kind of gets checked by Dodson. Oh, Munoz lands a high kick to the head, but Dodson takes it and circles back to the center of the cage. And Dodson now with a couple jabs. Munoz still pressing forward. 37 seconds left. Munoz with the right hand lands. Munoz pressing forward still. Dodson back against the cage. Dodson would try to get a left hand and a right and just circles out again. Munoz still pressing forward though. Dodson with a kind of jumping left hook or right hook. A Munoz body kick and Dodson catches it, pushes him against the cage, and both men back in the center of the cage as they break away. 10 seconds left. Dodson goes for a left high, left to the body. Oh, 5 seconds left, and Dodson is kind of kicked in the groin. And it's hit by a right hand afterwards, but he still just keeps holding his groin, and the ref stops the fight. What do you think, Troy?
That was great. He jumped up in the air, and like just the way that the kick to the groin happened. I thought it looked pretty funny. Like he did a Superman punch, and he did a Superman punch off the fence, and brother man stuck his foot out, the ball of his foot, and he stopped all the momentum from coming off the fence, and yeah, it was one of the better groin shots I've seen in a little while. But John Dodson's ready to go.
Yeah, because a few seconds left. I guess they're restarting it, and they don't do anything. They shake hands in the middle, and then they stop it.
Rounds over.
Half a second left. I must have had. Yeah, round's over.
Man, another pretty tough round to score. Munoz is looking for huge kicks. Loading up those kicks, telegraphing them a lot, making it really easy for John Dodson to catch the kick and counter. Man, Munoz is very aggressive. He seems to be in very good shape, able to throw all these huge kicks with such bad intent on them, and to keep coming forward the entire time against a very elusive guy like John Dodson. John Dodson also doing a very good job at landing some strikes of his own. But I think the biggest shot of the round was that head kick by Munoz. What you guys think?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Tough round to score. If you had to ask me who do you think won that round, Troy, I might say Munoz might have pulled that one a little bit. Aggression and the big head kick alone, maybe. I don't know. The biggest shot of the round, lots of aggression. I might be wrong. Captivated by the sound of Reagan's voice sometimes.
Okay, here we are. Munoz standing tall, ready to go. I'm sure he's going to run out there and just keep pressing forward. And Dodson's going to have to be circling away quickly using his speed. They touch hands, and Munoz tries to immediately throw a right hand after the touch. Dodson trying to trade back with his own left hand. Munoz with the left hook that lands. Munoz pressing right forward, minutes 48 seconds. Munoz lands a right hand. Dodson with his own right hook. Munoz just missing with some huge right hands. Dodson getting out of the way. Another maybe kind of ball shot Dodson trying to complain about, but they're not good. Oh, Dodson asked for the ref, and he says, yeah, got a growing shot. Maybe they'll give us a replay. But yeah, they were kind of standing in front of each other. He was asking, he said he got hit in the groin. And here we go. Let's see what happened.
Push kick. Yeah, right under the
Yeah, it looked like he kind of clipped it for sure. So yeah, even the clips are gonna be felt.
Might have ripped out a few pubes right there.
And yeah, Dodson's getting his time right now.
He's getting tired of getting kicked in the nerds.
Yeah. He's always in top shape, so I don't think it was a cardio issue. I don't think he would complain if it wasn't something.
And he's ready to go quick. We're back at it.
Yeah, Bill, he's right back in there. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left. Dodson jumping in with 2 left hands, and Munoz immediately pressing forward. Munoz getting him back to the cage. Dodson with a flying body shot knee. Munoz pressing right forward, though, getting him back against the cage. Munoz with the left kind of hook that lands with his wrist. Munoz still pressing forward. Yeah, Dodson is ready. Dodson moving back and forth. Try not to get pressed against the cage. Munoz standing right in front of him. They're now against the cage. Munoz with a low kick, and Dodson pushes him away back to the center of the cage, both men. Dodson right in front of him. Dodson with another left to the body and a right hook. But Munoz with his own left hook as he just kind of goes right through it. Both men missing, though. Dodson landing a left hand as he jumps forward, moving Munoz's head, and Munoz still just presses right forward. Munoz with a high kick, just blocked by Dodson, but it still got hit his hand against his head. 3 minutes, 45 seconds, and Dodson with his classic left to the body, right hand to the head, lands again his right to the head as he's still circling away, though. Munoz gets him back against the center, back to the cage, and Dodson has to jab a couple of times and circles out. And Munoz right there, still keeping him against the cage, not letting him outside of the black line, immediately getting out. Dodson tries to circle in, and Munoz lands a left hook as Dodson circled back to the center. And Dodson with the right hand pushes him outside the black line, and Dodson immediately circles in, gets back to the center. Dodson now 2-3 left hands.
Nice. I love that move.
As he tried to run back to the center of the cage this time. Now not going low, he's going high instead of to the body as he jumps in. So Dodson mixing it up a little bit. Munoz though pressing forward, 3 minutes, 2 seconds. Munoz trying to throw a right and a left hook, but Dodson parries away. And Dodson parries another jab away and lands his own left hand now. And Dodson just circling away, just kind of leading Munoz in. And Munoz is not circling him, is not cutting him off as well anymore. He's letting Dodson out. And Dodson ducks under a left hook and almost lands a left overhand. And Munoz with a right that almost lands in. Dodson jumps in with a left hook that twists Munoz's head, and he circles out to the center of the cage. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. Munoz presses him against the cage, and Dodson trying to find his circle his way out, but no, Munoz is keeping him outside of the black line. But Dodson throws a right fake left hand, and Munoz ducks, and Dodson circles out to the center. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left. Dodson with another jumping left hand since his back was against the cage, and Frick just missing, and Munoz circling him, not letting him get back inside the black line. Ooh, as Dodson was jumping inside to the center, Munoz lands a left hook, and now Munoz gets him back against the cage. Ooh, a right hand and another left hook might have just glanced off of Dodson, and Dodson is now trying to circle away, trying not to keep close. But Dodson with the left hand, right hook, left hook, and Munoz walks right through it and lands his own jab, and now gets Dodson against the cage, and Dodson could be slowing down. Minute 45 seconds, and Dodson gets hit with the right hand as he tries to circle away. Munoz right in front of his face, checking maybe a cut on his eye. Munoz with the right hand and a jumping right knee, and Dodson catches it and pushes him away. 1 minute, 30 seconds left, and they're both men inside the cage. Dodson just misses the right hand, overhand right from Munoz. And Munoz pressing forward, gets Dodson outside. Dodson against the cage. Munoz with the body kick, and Dodson catches it, and Munoz cartwheels out of it. Dodson with a low left leg kick and a left hook that lands as Munoz tries a right knee to the body. Minute, 10 seconds left. Dodson against the cage. Munoz shoots, gets a double leg deep. He could have it. Minute, 6 seconds. He pulls. He gets the takedown. Dodson on one hand, back against the cage. Munoz, both hands around his legs, trying to keep him down. 57 seconds left. Dodson, left hand on the back of Munoz's head as he's trying to get to his knees, not letting him hold it down. 50 seconds left. Dodson now, butt off the ground, hand holding himself off the ground, trying to keep away. Munoz holding him well, pulling him off. Dodson gets to one knee. Munoz puts all his pressure against him, though. Still not letting him away. Still has a body lock on Dodson as Dodson is trying to get to his feet.
It's going to be very tough from this position for Dodson to get up. Munoz has very good leverage here. Dodson gets up and Munoz picks him up and goes for a slam. Dodson cartwheels, gives his back, and again attempts to get up. One knee on the ground, and Munoz trying to sweep his leg out with his leg. Munoz standing on top with a body lock. Dodson looking at the clock. 14 seconds left. Munoz holding him against the cage, landing right knee. 1, 2, 3, 4 right knees. And he goes for a right, left hook, right. And Dodson standing, throws a jab. Dodson with his own right hook left. Dodson lands a left hook and a 1-2 lands for Dodson. And the bell rings and both men had a great fight.
Very, very hard fight to score. I mean, with the exception of what was it? 2 groin shots, 1 double leg takedown, half a back take, and some hard knees to the leg. This was just an outstanding display of ineffective striking for 3 rounds. So I don't know, man. Hard one to score.
Yeah, like I would say Dodson landed more. I wish we had the computation right there.
I mean, both of their evasive skills, even though Munoz was coming in forward, it's not like he was just getting tagged with punches.
No, definitely not. He was landing. He was probably getting the solider punches.
Yeah, they
so
both,
how do you score that?
They both missed a hell of a lot of strikes, a lot of lead body kicks from Munoz that actually landed, and Dodson was trying to catch many of them. Ended up making the side of Dodson's body pretty red.
And he got him some good knees to the body of Dodson.
Takedown at the end, little half a back take, which is 2 points in jiu-jitsu nowadays. I mean, it has to account for something in fighting when you take the person's back and control them in that fashion. So, I mean, I think he might have squeaked away with the 3rd round as well. If you have to ask me, I think Pedro Munoz might walk away with this.
Excellent. Well, we'll just have to see. We're getting a Verizon commercial at the moment.
You are paying too much.
Okay, so
that's my story. Sorry.
Yeah, so will Dodson have done enough to finish this guy's streak here?
Both men, arm in the air as if they'd win. They'd won.
Yeah. Dodson's face looks a little cleaner, but he definitely got tagged. Munoz still pressing forward. Of course, he's going to get tagged. He's definitely an all-out guy, and definitely will watch that guy again.
Still young in his old career. Still a long way to go for John Dodson.
And there it is.
He pulled it. John Dodson gets
with
the win.
Split decision.
Split decision.
Easy backflip after all that, so he wasn't that tired.
What won it for him, do you think, Reagan? Or
well, I think if we check the numbers, he just landed
more strikes,
but it wasn't as solid. And the guy has a little bit more beaten marks, I would say, because the guy was pushing forward so much. But
close fight.
But yeah, it could have like you said, split decision, could have went either way.
Yeah, Pedro can hold his head high.
I'm not surprised it was a split decision at all.
Pedro can hold his head high tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, and right at the end, like Munoz going forward and Dodson just got that punch. Either one, whoever landed that, it could have been
the hard little exchange at the
for those who didn't see it, they Munoz with the biggest overhand right you can imagine, and Dodson just gets in there with his own left hand, so left hook since he's from a southpaw, and man, and either guy who got hit, I'm not saying they would have finished him, but. That could have been the scoring factor right there.
See, I'm like, how is that points for Dodson right there? How he caught the kick, but the kick landed, throws the kick and misses 2 strikes. Like, how did they make that a highlight for him? The kick landed. Could have broke his rib right there. He might be X-rated hiding his broken rib.
No, I would agree with you. And he got hit with a very hard body knee to the body, and. Yeah, once he goes in the back,
he's going to go in the back, shrivel up.
You never know.
My rib, coach. All right, coming up next, Beneil Dariush and Alexander Hernandez. We're going to pull up some of the info on Hernandez here. I know he's only got 1 loss, tough kid, up-and-comer. Dariush has suffered, I know, at least one very bad loss versus Mr. Barboza by flying knee, toes curler. Somebody wake the man up. He's going into convulsions type stuff. But so he had that knockout loss versus versus Edson Barboza. Then he had draw with Evan Dunham, longtime veteran of the UFC. And so this is Hernandez's UFC debut. Was Dariush the late replacement, or was Hernandez the late replacement?
Yeah, 12 fights in the UFC. So that's pretty good.
He was ranked up pretty high at one point, at least number 10. Yeah, that's the next fight coming up. There's this Alexander Hernandez, Alexander the Great Hernandez. He's coming out of LFA. He has Legacy Fighting Alliance or Legacy Fighting Association. What is it? But
which one?
No, I just wonder what LFA is. If it's Legacy Fighting,
you
don't have to.
Alliance.
I was right the first time. What's up? She comes, kisses my hand when you go to pet her. She run away super fast. So don't forget, once you guys are sitting there trying to decide whether or not you're going to buy this pay-per-view or not, you can jump on with us or stay with us. And we will be there throughout the event. Thankfully. On both sides. I get to enjoy the fights with one of the best P-by-P commentators in the world. Now showing glamorous highlights of Yana Kunitskaya from Russia. My most memorable fight that she had was with local Hawaii girl Raquel. And she had that controversial one where she stepped on Tanya Everidge's face. No, Tanya stepped on her face. What happened with that? Do you remember that, Ray?
No, actually didn't see so many of these people.
I think Tanya stepped on her face to get out. The ref called it, and she said, "That's legal," or something. We got to put them back in the same position, and then she just got tapped with the armbar real fast. Put you back in the same position. Wait, give her your arm. Okay, wait, extend it. Okay, go. It might have been. I think that is what happened. So right now they're just showing some brutal highlights and cool scientific comparisons on the Fox pre-show here, leading up to the pay-per-view. Lots of highlight footage of Raquel Paului and Yana Kunitskaya. Shout out to Raquel and the Old English Bulldog. That's Canuto, Raquel Canuto, newly married.
And Yo Dariush.
He's currently ranked number 12. Alexander Hernandez, UFC debut.
Here we going.
That's a big debut, fighting number 12 on your UFC debut. Huh?
Yeah, he looks in shape.
Yeah. He's on some good cereal for sure. Very different body types for these two competitors. Brother Hernandez coming into this one is ripped.
Yeah, Darius looks a little more flexible. But
You saying that Hernandez might be a little stiff? Just comes out doing backflips like GSP.
yeah, you never know. He definitely looks
Sage
all
Northcutt.
muscles.
Sage
This
Northcutt
up and coming
flips.
Hernandez.
Some people must know about him. He's fighting number 12 in his debut.
He's on a 6-fight win streak.
Sometimes I prefer silence to commercials, so just giving you guys just a little bit of smooth silence as the commercials come through. We'll be right back with the broadcast and play-by-play as soon as it begins. But in the meantime, go ahead and relax with me, Rudy T, cruising on out the airwaves for you, each and every one of you. And we thank you for joining us this early evening for UFC 222. Reagan, you warming up them vocal cords? Go ahead and wet them pipes, brother, because we're coming on hot in about 12 seconds. And I lost 2 viewers, so I'm gonna sit back.
Yeah, did they not announce him on these?
Yeah, I might just go straight into it.
To the fight, huh? Welcome.
Benil representing Kings MMA, Cali Bwai, 5'10", 155, good size 155er. Man, I'm interested to see Hernandez. It's always if you're just joining us, just about to begin the fight between Benil Dariush and Alexander the Great. Hernandez, 8-1 UFC debut. He's on a 6-fight win streak. Benil Dariush not doing as good as of late. Dropped his last 2. Well, last one was a draw. Bad loss before that. 2 wins prior to that. Rashid Magomedov, he beat James Vick. James Vick's he's making some noise in the lightweight division as well. So Benil's a tough, gritty dude. 28 years old, 5'10", 156 pounds, 72-inch reach for number 12 ranked Benil Dariush, facing 25-year-old, 5'9", 155 pounds, 72-inch reach as well for Alexander Hernandez. A lot alike on the tail of the tape, 1 inch in height and 1 pound for Dariush. Everything else identical. Bruce Buffer making his announcements. Man, Dariush is like an action figure. Yeah.
Ready to go.
Not Dariush, but Hernandez is an action figure, bro. He's ready to make some noise in his UFC debut. He hasn't seen a tan bed for a little while. But he's ready to go nonetheless.
Benil getting his breathing in right now.
feel like Hernandez is gonna bring some speed. Man. He looks fast.
Okay, so here we are, Jason Herzig. And last looks at Darius and Hernandez. And Hernandez comes running out, push kick, and pushes Darius to the cage. And Hernandez back and forth trying to get an angle on him. And Darius with a huge left hook. Darius very relaxing there. Hernandez coming in, landing a right and a left. And Darius landing a big left hook of his own. And Hernandez, both men circle right back to the cage. Darius throwing big body shots. And Hernandez coming in, using a lot of energy, being very fast movements. Darius doing very relaxed body kicks and big left hands. Darius complaining about a little ball kick. And Darius and Hernandez agrees. Hernandez still being very fast in front of him. Dodges a low kick by Darius. And Hernandez with a big left hook and gets a takedown. Gosh. Oh, and finishes him quick. Mounts him. And yeah, Darius is out.
Yeah, Darius lying stiff on the mat. Huge debut for Alexander the Great Hernandez. Young kid, 25 years old, making a lot of noise here on UFC, Fox Sports 1. You know, huge thing, man. To come out in a huge knockout like that. Very aggressive. Darius came out to shake. Hernandez came with a running push kick to the stomach, pushed him up against the fence, got super aggressive right off the bat. And man, he just laid him out.
Slow down, yeah.
Man, I told you he was fast, man. Let's go ahead and see the replay to see what.
The camera turned away right when he threw the punch.
Yeah,
it must have landed, but I thought it was just a takedown. But Darius was out, and a few more left hands, and I believe they stopped it.
It's kind of a little strange little moment, and he just was flat on the ground.
Yeah, right in front of him, straight left hand
elbow?
lands.
Was it an elbow?
I think it was a straight left. A bad angle again they have of it. And Darius lands in mount on top of him. Here it is.
It was like the forearm, man.
Huh?
It was like the forearm.
It was a straight left, but we can watch it. Straight left, yeah, right on the chin. And boom, Darius goes down, lands in mount. 3 more left hands, just to get the ref to stop the fight. And boom, the corner is, yeah, John comes cheering in. We're getting Darius on the stool right now. Hopefully he's okay. But Hernandez is ecstatic.
Okay, that was super quick. So
yeah,
I would anticipate that we're gonna have a minute to talk to you guys up until the Mackenzie Dern fight here. That was exciting, though. That's what people want to see, those quick, exciting knockouts. We also love to see those back and forth bloody wars, but when you get finishes, you can never complain.
They have 4 submissions versus 3 submissions.
Very talked about matchup coming up next. Ashley Yoder versus Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern, undefeated in her MMA career. And she'll be facing Ashley Yoder, the Spider Monkey, representing Team Quest. I think she's still representing Team Quest, yeah. Both out there banging it out in the strawweight division. Mackenzie Dern, the last to weigh in, I believe, yesterday. So possibly tough cut. But she ain't no rookie in cutting weight with all the competitive jiu-jitsu tournaments she's done since she was 14 years old. As I mentioned earlier, she started competing as an adult at 14 years old. They're now making the announcements. Benio has not made his way to the referee. Hernandez standing out there by himself. This kid looks focused. I'm interested. Definitely looking forward to seeing Alexander Hernandez fight again.
Yes.
Yeah, man, he's the kind of guy that wins fans real quick. You know, he has that body that you want to diet down to and lift weights to get. Super, super fast hands. Seems very athletic. Good MMA record, 9-1. Got a 7-fight win streak. Looks like a real tough kid. My apologies for not having seen him fight before. Too busy watching social justice warriors on YouTube instead of videos of these fighters. But hey, that's for you guys to do, right? I'm just here to tell you what's happening, man. That's what we're here for. We're not here to tell you about these guys' lives and how big their shoes are and what they like to eat for breakfast. I'm here to tell you what the hell's going on, because that's all I really want to know sometimes when I'm stuck removing the testicles of large bovine animals. I want to know what's going on in the fights. Hey, can somebody please go on to bjpen.com and play the fights? I want to know if there was a 30-second knockout by some newcomer knocking out number 12, probably jumping himself into the rankings soon.
What do you think? Was Darius maybe just a little too relaxed in there? What would you say?
I mean, I don't think. I definitely came out to shake hands, and the guy came with a flying kick to his guts. So yeah, it started a little quicker than he was prepared for. That's for sure. And I don't know if he may not have had a chance to try to catch up. Hernandez got super aggressive, and the end was near from the very first moment it started. So, showing some highlights of Ortega running up some stairs. I've done my share of those on some cold winter days as well. But hey, who's looking forward to this the UFC debut of Mackenzie Dern? I am. Although I'm glad we're watching it on mute in case she wins. But yeah, she's 5-0, undefeated. They're calling her the new Ronda Rousey. Phenomenal jiu-jitsu background. I would really love to see just a competitive grappling match between her and Ronda. That would be very interesting. I would love to watch that happen. Her dad is Megaton Diaz, world jiu-jitsu champion. And she was raised back and forth, I guess, between America and Brazil. Yeah, she's representing the MMA lab. She's got some tough fighters around there training with her all the time. She's done a remarkable job in LFA. She did really well in Invicta as well in her last fight leading up to this one. A lot of hype behind Mackenzie Dern coming out here. Really sweet girl, always smiling. I'm looking forward to it. Ashley Yoder. I remember her from The Ultimate Fighter. If you guys remember, she's the Spider Monkey. She's 30 years old. She's got 6 years of age on her, and also 4 inches. I would assume that her reach is longer. I'll get you that information later. But yeah, and she's coming from Team Quest, so I'm sure she has some ability to stop some sort of takedowns with all that the wrestling instruction she's surrounded by. But Mackenzie Dern, she has shown some ability to knock somebody on their butt, because in her recent highlight history, she threw her hands and the girl fell to the floor. If she does something like that to Ashley Yoder, she should have no trouble putting her on the floor if she can knock her with a good overhand right, as BJ always used to like to say his favorite takedown was a left hook. So if Mackenzie can achieve something of that sort, she may not have to try to take down the anti-wrestler tonight. I'm looking forward to Frankie and Ortega. I don't know if you were looking forward to Frankie and Ortega, but man, you gotta take your hat off to Frank Edgar. You know, he had the title shot lined up. He could just continue to train and focus and study more and more and perfect the game plan against Max Holloway. But no, let's just go in there and fight and risk it all against someone ranked lower than me. I love it. Now, I could understand if Ortega had the next title shot, being ranked number 3, getting the title shot above, ahead of the number 2 guy or something like that. And then, fighting up from there, 3 goes to fight 1 gets hurt, then 3 fights 2, but man, Frankie already had it locked, ready to go. The next fight would have been the title fight, and he's putting a lot at risk because, man, I was calling Ortega a dark horse a long time ago. I like the way that he avoids getting hurt, and he's a late round finisher, and he's cool, calm, and collected. Doesn't talk a whole bunch of mess. Sometimes with me as a fan, anyway, sometimes they talk themselves out of my fanship. Is that a thing? Whether fanship is a thing or not, sometimes when they say they're just going to wreck everybody and they toot too much about how they're going to wreck everybody and start doing the Kobe Covington thing, yeah, I start ending up just wanting to see them hopefully get pulverized into the canvas. But man, sometimes when you get these quick finishes on Fox Sports 1, you're just gonna sit there and watch commercials for a long time because they lose a whole bunch of airtime when those quick finishes happen. And I can guarantee that the people at Fox sit there like, damn, fast finish again. Advertisements, run them.
Killing it.
People walking around in the cage like, so what, are we gonna do this interview or what? That really was a tremendous debut for for Hernandez, though. I would really love to know how long he was expecting to keep up the pace if he didn't hurt him early like that. It's amazing to me how guys just throw their mouthpieces out. Aren't those things like $200, $300 a piece, man? Shucks, I don't mind we're worth that much. I would disrespect them making my mouthpiece free and throw them out of the cage. Oh, yo, can I get another mouthpiece? I threw it into the crowd. I guess that's how it goes nowadays. Oh, yeah, they're showing highlights of earlier. Hector Lombard had a beautiful knockdown of CB Dalloway just after the bell, and then CB Dalloway couldn't continue. He ended up getting helped out of the ring and stretchered out of the arena. But it was kind of one of those things where they get knocked down, they look at the referee, they make their hands like, what was that? And then the referee acknowledges that it was wrong, and then it just drops into, oh my God, I'm about to die. Get me out of here. Where's the stretcher? I think I need a stretcher. one of those situations. But yeah, unfortunate because I'm sure Hector worked very, very hard. I guess they said they were talking about how it was like way after the bell. So if you're looking at a situation like that and he's just out there Dillashawing fools, that wouldn't be cool. Reagan hitting the guy after the bell. Hector Lombard.
Oh, that's what they're talking about?
That's what I'm talking about.
So did the fight start already or what?
I hear what you're talking about. Well, right now they have, the
So is she on the pay-per-view, Mackenzie? No.
No. This was the she's the highlight or the headline of the Fox Sports card.
Okay, and then the main event starts.
Yeah. Showing some videos of the stare down yesterday. Actually, I believe I didn't see the highlights of the actual. I only saw the official weigh-in. I never saw the ceremonial clips.
Here we go. Let's see if we can.
Kenzie Dern, Everchin. For sure. For sure. Everchin. Excuse me. This is the best when because the attention she gets for the accent thing, it's super negative, It's obviously negative. Because people think like, what the heck? She was born in Arizona. And if Caesar speaks as English as good as he speaks, she should speak English as good as Caesar speaks. Don't you agree? So, and like if you look at her early interviews, man, she talked just like a normal American chick, man. Like it's like now it's like she forgets English words and stuff all of a sudden. And Ariel like questioned her about it, like, what's with the fascination of your accent? She goes, oh, it's flattering. It's flattering, do you want to talk about that? Instead of even talking about my fight, we talk about that. I guess it's flattering. I was thinking, why it can't be flattering? They're making fun of it, I just think it sounds super weird. Oh, you haven't even gotten us this far, Reg. Moving along. On our friendly neighborhood chicken wing spot, have them run us on over an order. No objections here. Something like that. What's there? Some restitution. Some dominoes, maybe. If you're cruising on with us right now, we appreciate you. We're just super pumped about these fights. Kenzie Dern coming up next. I've been waiting to see this one. Her UFC debut. All right, here we go. Strawweight bout. Ashley Yoder, the taller of the two. Ashley Yoder versus Mackenzie Dern.
Why do you think she'll be able to pull it off? Or
Oh, we almost had a little situation there. I know, but almost never. You thought never.
oh, I guess not.
You was over there saying it worked.
There she is. Yeah, both of them look confident.
I think Mackenzie's been working on her striking.
Huh?
Slamming out some Brazilian high kicks. Extra speedy tomahawks to the head, followed by 3 damaging elbows to the no-gi version of the bow and arrow. With a slice of berry polo.
What is this? Transformers, though.
Halo, huh? Pacific Rim.
Oh, yeah. What, they put a lot of commercials in since I was all fast fights. What is that, all first round? No,
Fast
except for
fights.
Dodson.
Dodson was close. But the rest of these fights have been quick. I mean, this one definitely has the potential to be really quick as well, just because of the credentials that Mackenzie Dern has. If it ends up on the floor, could be as quick as wax on, wax off.
Well, the other girl, the spider monkey, she must have some jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah, zero KOs and 4 submissions out of 5 wins. Let's not expect to see her submit Mackenzie, though.
Or maybe she can fend her off, probably a decision, you're imagining? Or
Well, she can. It depends. It depends honestly on her takedown defense and whether or not Mackenzie's striking has catapulted to the level that it's better than Ashley Yoder's. Well, Ashley's it says 8 wins here, or sorry, eight fights on her record, but she's got like she claims she has 15 fights, so she must be counting her amateur fist fights as well. So she claims that Mackenzie Dern has so much experience in that jiu-jitsu realm, but she has more experience in the MMA game, So,
well, she doesn't get finished, and that usually means they have some type of ground defense. Here's the stats. Age 30, Ashley Yoder, 5'7", 115.5, 69.5 reach. Mackenzie Dern, 24, 5'4", 116. Remember the reach? Here we are with Bruce Buffer.
a little bit shorter.
63.5.
Bruce Buffer is the third most excited person in the ring. Mackenzie's shaking out her shoulders,
Yeah, she's
staying warm.
She's a big straw weight, but she's short. That's why.
Looks real strong. Must have some nerves going. Ashley,
Fake
real
smile.
relaxed, trying to stay relaxed.
Fake relaxedness. That's fake. She's so nervous right now. Please don't go to the ground.
Yeah. Well, she's never been finished, so see what happens.
Yeah, looking at the opposition though, it's not like she was facing a world
Okay.
champion jiu-jitsu practitioners though.
Chris Tognoni.
This would be the highest level jiu-jitsu chick she's ever fought.
Okay. Both girls, hands up.
Ashley goes in for the
Oh.
takedown immediately.
Okay. Here we go. They touch hands in the center. And here we go. Immediately, Dern throws a low kick to the knee. Yada standing right in front of her. Both girls maybe feeling each other out. Another low kick by Dern. And now a right, left, and another right. And Yada tries to get a knee of her own. Dern bullying her against the cage now. Holding her with her head in her face. Left arm under hook. And now trying to hit right hands as she's holding her head in the air with her head. Yada, though, whizzing well, trying to get out, keeping her back against the cage and not letting Dern get in close. Dern with a high knee, and Yada lifts her head and starts to stand up straight. And now Dern goes for a body knee as Yada has to keep her head up from the knees. Dern now keeping pressure on her with her underhook, head in her face. And now Dern getting a whizzer of her own, trying to possibly sweep her. But no, she grabs another underhook with her right hand, goes for some knees, and now she has a body lock against the cage at 4 minutes. Yoda trying to whiz her out, but she looks in a bad position now. Dern now probably going for look like she's setting up a high knee and a judo trip at the same time, making Yoda think about each one. But Dern tries to bully her out and go for a takedown, but Yoda stays strong, and Dern has to go for a knee to the body. Dern goes for a high knee, and Yoda almost catches her leg, but Dern was able to pull out. Dern still holding her against the cage. Right underhook, and now with her hand in her face, still trying to bully her down, but Yada staying strong. Now Yada with a body shot and an uppercut to the head. Dern circles to the center as they break away, and Yada slowly is trying to advance, staying back, not really trying to pressure her too much, kind of just staying relaxed, faking a high knee, and Dern standing in front of her. Now Yada with a left kick to the knee, as both women stand right in the center of the cage. Yada with the left hand, and Dern backs away out of it. Yada with the left high kick, and Dern coming in with the right, left, and another right hand, and Yada getting out of the way of them. 3 minutes in, and Dern lands a right kick to the body. Yada with a couple left hooks, and Dern comes shooting in with a body lock and pulling her against the cage. Yada trying to pummel in with her left hand as Dern has her left underhook with the body lock, trying to hold her against the cage, leaning all her weight against her, with her head up, trying to keep Yada in the Dern with the big right elbow that lands against Yada and lifts her up. Yada whizzes away to the other, circles to the other side, and Dern just holding her against the fence with a right underhook now. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Dern with the left hand to the chin and the left knee to the body and tries to still trip her down. And Yada pulls away, stays strong, and throws a right hook as they break away. Yada with a push kick and still standing as both women still stand right in front of each other, kind of in the center of the cage. 2 minutes, 15 seconds. And Yada now has Dern against the cage, not letting her off the black line, trying to keep her on the black line. A low kick by Yada, and Dern catches it and almost catches her, takes her down, and a right and a left just miss Yada as Yada gets out of the way. 2 minutes in, and Yada trying to throw in jumping in and out, looking like she's trying to find an angle. Yada with a high kick. Dern blocks it. Dern standing right in front of her. Dern with a right hand that lands, and another right hand, and another wild right hand, and now gets her against the cage. Another right underhook, a left knee to the body by Dern, and she's holding the underhook again with Yada against the cage. Yada trying to push away with her elbows against her face. 1 minute, 35 seconds. Dern shoots in, double leg. Yada trying to switch, but she gets the takedown. 1 minute, 30 seconds. Yada gives her back to stay up, back to her feet. Dern kind of in a seatbelt position behind her. 1 minute, 23 seconds. Dern still holding strong as both women are standing. Yada trying to circle out, gets her hand, breaks free, gets her hands back against the cage, and pushes her elbow off as both women break free. 1 minute, 12 seconds, and Dern looks for a jab as she tries to keep her against the cage. Yada circles out. Dern right in front of her, though. Still, Yada trying to find an angle. Left hand, a left hook lands for Dern as Yada was going for her own left hand. And Dern, both women in the center of the cage. 56 seconds. Yada with a low kick that kind of spins Dern's balance. 50 seconds left. A hard kick by Dern lands to the side of Yotter's leg. Both women still in the center of the cage, though. Yotter trying to find an angle. A couple jabs miss for Dern, and a big right hand lands, shifting Yotter's head. But Yotter stays strong, circles away, still outside the black line. Dern on the black line, trying to keep her outside. 30 seconds left. Yotter tries to jab her way out. Dern not letting her. Dern with a kind of switch high kick and another right to the body. And Yotter gets out by circling away right to the center of the cage. 20 seconds left. Dern right in her face. Another right hand attempt, and Yotter blocks it. Yotter now with the right and the left. It just missed Dern from her southpaw stance. 10 seconds left. Both women standing right in front of each other. A left low kick by lands for Yotter, and another jab and a straight left land for Yotter. And another left from Yotter misses, and both women shake hands at the end.
And Mackenzie Dern definitely in a fight here against Ashley Yoder. Landing some very effective leg kicks on Mackenzie Dern. Hitting her with some big strikes. And Mackenzie Dern kind of has that like look away, flinchy type defense where if you put that jab in her face, she looks away and flinches. That can be really dangerous if Ashley decides to follow up with some combinations and make her pay for that. She should really look to start covering up, seeing the punches a little better, and trying to really secure a good takedown. I don't see this working out in Mackenzie's favor if they keep striking standing up. She needs to work on some defensive skills. She's getting hit a little bit.
Yeah, she looks a little more flat-footed, Mackenzie, but yeah, she was trying to get some angles, working some angles, and Mackenzie kind of just comes straight for it.
Good fight, though. No groundwork as of yet. Yoder doing a very good job of keeping her butt off the floor and making Mackenzie pay for a lot of those reaching out takedowns, some good knees to the midsection, short elbows on the inside, lots of short punches on the inside. And I might score that round for Ashley Yoder going into the second.
Yeah, she started landing at the end. So here we go. Both women back to the center of the cage. Kind of just feeling each other out. Yoder trying to go in with a couple jabs, and Dern gets her own jab lands. And Yoder pulls away. But both women still in the center of the cage, trying to find their angles, jabbing at each other. Yoder comes in with a hard right and a left from her southpaw stance and just missed Dern. Dern now comes in with a shot and a right hand and a body kick. And both women circle back to the center. Ooh, Yoder comes in and lands a straight left on Dern and still standing right in front of her, but Dern right on the black line. Both women kick each other's legs and kind of glance off each other. A left hand by Yoder kind of misses for her. Dern keeping her, not letting Yoder out of the cage, keeping her on the black line. Yoder right in there. Yoder almost gets a left hand there, but Dern staying right in front of her. Both women kind of jabbing at each other, trying to find an angle. Yoder circling to her left, gets back to the center of the cage. Dern with the right leg to the right kick to the leg kick and a right hand to the head. And now bullies her against the cage and a left knee to the body. And she has her head in her arm held up against the cage with her head in her face. Yoder gets a knee to the body of her own and another knee as Dern has her hands high, trying to hold her over her shoulder with both hands. So Yoder's trying to knee her to the body on the side. Dern immediately switches to a single leg to avoid the knees. Yoder holding both arms over, though, not letting the single leg happen, and pulls her leg free, trying to circle away. Dern trying to hold both on their hooks in, trying to hold her against the fence. Yoder gets a hand on her wrist and she's trying to break free. And now Yoder spins her and gets Dern against the cage, putting her weight against her. Dern now with her elbow in Yoder's neck, trying to make some space. Yoder now with the left knee to the body, and Dern returns her own left knee, and another left knee by Yoder to the body. And Dern's against the cage still, trying to find a whizzer. Yoder now holding her against the cage, going for a right hand to the head. Yep, Dern moves her head out of the way to get out of the punches, and the referee breaks them. 2 minutes, 46 seconds. Both women back to the center of the cage, touch gloves. Dern right in the center of the cage. Yoder kind of by the black line. Dern trying to come forward. A little blood on the lips of Dern right now. Dern trying to come forward with a big right hand, and Yoder catches her with a kind of a shifting right hook, and a big left hand drops Dern, but Dern immediately pops back up and back to the center of the cage. Yoder standing still right near the black line. Both women not giving a ground. Yoder with a big left hand that misses, and Dern is trying to find an angle, staying in front of her, trying to stay active. 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Dern right in front of her, leg kick attempt by Yoder, and Dern tries to return her own, but gets jabbed as she does. Dern tries to jab at Yoder, and Yoder returns her own jab. Both women missing. Both women standing in the center of the cage. 2 minutes. Yoder now advancing forward. Dern getting pushed to the black line. Dern trying to throw a left hook. Yoder getting out of the way. Yoder still keeping her on the black line, throwing some fakes, throwing a big left hand that Dern gets out of the way of. And Yoder with the left kick to the body, and Dern returning an overhand right that Yoder might have just glanced from him. And both women back to the center of the cage. Dern with the left and an overhand right, and Yoder with her own overhand left. As Dern tries to throw a left low kick, and Dern throws another low kick that kind of throws Yoder's leg away, and Yoder lands her own left hand right there. 1 minute, 25 seconds left. Both women still in the center of the cage. Yoder trying to throw a jab. Dern trying to move forward, finding an angle. Both women still in the center of the cage. Yoder kind of jabbing at her, trying to fake a kick. Dern still standing right there. Dern flinches from a left hand attempt by Yoder and returns her own right hand attempt. Both women still in the center of the cage. Both women exchange right hands and still stand right in front of each other. 58 seconds. Dern trying to circle to the left, find an angle. Both women on the black line now, not really attempting to push the other back. Dern with the right kick attempt and a right hand, and Yoder gets her own left hand in the process. Yoder now pushing forward, a left body shot by Yoder, and Dern jumps out of the way. Another left body shot, and Dern just gets out of the way of that one. 37 seconds. Both women in the center of the cage. Yoder trying to press forward, throwing some jabs. Dern with her own jabs. Yoder just gets out of the way of. 30 seconds left. Dern with a huge shots, right hands, and Yoder just getting out of the way. Big right hand lands for Dern, and Yoder has a cut above her left eye with blood coming down. 19 seconds left. Both women in the center of the cage dabbing at each other. Dern trying to find an angle. Yoder trying to find her left hand. Dern shoots in, going for a double leg. Yoder returns a knee. Dern comes in for a body lock. Yoder pushes her back against the cage and lands a left knee and a left to the body. Dern trying to find a judo trip, and the referee stops it.
Oh man, it just seems like Mackenzie Dern is running out of options here. She's running a little bit desperate, closing her eyes, just swinging big punches. She just had a very close takedown, got one leg off the floor, started driving for the double when Ashley Yoder was still able to defend that takedown and kind of break her confidence even more. None of her takedowns have become even relatively close to putting Yoder on the floor. And Yoder's doing a very good job picking her apart, landing big strikes as she's trying to stalk Yoder real heavily. It looks like Yoder 2-0 going into the third round.
Yeah, I think she should at least try a little more takedown attempts, possibly just get tired, possibly going for the takedowns.
Or they seem to be getting into some big exchanges. I think if Mackenzie would stop waiting for her to kick and putting her hand down, she's really getting in danger of getting a head kick because she keeps trying to defend those leg kicks by catching it with her hand. It's very dangerous to do that. She should have learned that on day one of kickboxing. But
here's where she gets dropped. Oh, a left right behind the ear. That's definitely the turn-off switch. But immediately Dern popped right back up. Even in slow motion, she got up fast. Okay, both women touch gloves. Then start the last round. And Dern throws her jab to start it off, and Yoder gets out of the way. Dern with another kick that moves Yoder's leg out of the way, and Yoder comes forward with her own kind of fake jabs, pushing Dern to the black line. Yoder still in front of her face, some jabs, trying to find her big shot possibly. Dern throwing a big overhand right too. Yoder getting out of the way. Dern another jab attempt. Yoder with a big shot to the body attempt. Both women missing. Dern with a jab missing. Yoder right in her face though. Yoder still blood coming down of her eye. Yoder with a push kick, pushing her way. Dern pressing forward. Yoder gets the cage now. Dern on the black line. Oh, a big right hand lands for Dern, and she shoots in for a double leg. Now a single leg. Yoder trying to push her head away. And Dern fighting hard for the single leg. 4 minutes, 9 seconds. Yoder trying to whiz her out. Trying to push free. She gets her leg out. And now Dern trying to hold her against the cage. 2, 3 knees for Dern to the body. And now she's trying to hold Yoder against the cage. Yoder pushing her leg to make space. Yoder with her back against the cage. Dern trying to get a body lock behind. Dern with a big left elbow lands and a right uppercut. But Yoder gets away and returns 2 big left hands. And both women circle back to the center of the cage on the black line. Both women trying to jab at each other. Yoder trying to throw big left hands, a big right hand by Dern. just glances on the side of Yador's head. Yador bullies her against the cage now. Both women trying to body lock each other. Yador holding her against the cage now. Dern landing 1, 2 knees to the body, trying to push her against the cage now. Dern had her against the cage, and now Yador switches it, but Dern gets a knee in the process. That knee might have hurt her as Yador is trying to stop holding Dern against the cage anymore. Dern going for a single leg now. Yador's doing great defense, keeping her legs strong in a way. Dern, though, switching to the back of Yador possibly. 3 minutes in, Dern going still real strong on a single leg on Yador. Both women against the cage. Dern trying to get her left knee now behind Yador's leg, and she might not have that single leg on that side. Yador, though, defending well, gets up and breaks apart. Dern with an elbow that misses, and both women circle out to the center of the cage. 2 minutes, 38 seconds. Yador with the left hand that pushes Dern to the black line, but she just comes straight back forward. On the big right hand possibly lands for Dern as Yador was going for her own left hand. 2 minutes, 25 seconds. Dern with a low kicked leg kick that lands. Yador with a high kick, kind of lazy, that kind of lands. Dern still right in front of her. 2 minutes, 17 seconds. Yador with a big left hand, and Dern returns her own right hand. Yador with 2 more left hands. Dern gets out of the way. A left hook lands for Dern, and Yador gets her own left hand. Another low kick by Dern, and both women are back on the black line. Another low kick lands for Dern, and Yador returns with her own left hand, and Dern gets out of the way. 1 minute, 55 seconds. Dern back against the cage. Yador in the center. Yador with her own left hand, and Dern with her right to the body. Dern with a push kick. Dern shoots in for a single leg. 1 minute, 45 seconds. Gets the takedown. 1 minute, 43 seconds. Forcing Yador, trying to give her back. Dern on her back possibly. Both women against the cage. 1 minute, 35 seconds. Dern left hook in. Right hand seatbelt. Right arm on their seatbelt. Trying to go for the choke. Right, 2, 3, 4. Right hands by Dern. As Yador tries to let her get to her, roll to her back. Yador goes back to her knees. Dern gets full back control now. Going for a choke now. 1, 2, hits to the head and goes to the side. And Yador is against the cage, trying to hold her arms. Dern trying to get the choke. 1 minute, 7 seconds. Dern both hooks in. Yador trying to spin out, put her back on the ground now. Dern gets another left hook in and is trying to keep her feet in between Yador's legs so Yador can't spin out. Yador still trying to go for the choke from the rear. Dern going for a choke, just trying to possibly smash her face since it's kind of on her chin. Dern going really strong right now. Yador still holding one of her arms so Dern can't use her full strength. 38 seconds left, and Dern is kind of on the side in a corner. She might not get this. The angle doesn't look good, but she's still trying all her might, pulling and trying to crush her chin. Yador pulls out down her hand and gets out, and Dern still trying to go from the other side now, a choke, possibly going for the mount now. 20 seconds left. Yador not letting Dern on top. Dern staying on her back, looking at the time. 13 seconds left. Yador trying to still get to her knees. A big blood over Yador's face from possible cuts. Dern still on her back. Yador going to her knees, turtling up. Dern 1, 2, 3, hammer fist to the back of the head, and the round ends.
Good fight. Was that a strong enough finish from Mackenzie to pull the judges her way? I don't know, man. It's a tough fight to score, man.
It bloodied up. Yador had a lot of blood in that process, so
they might give it to Mackenzie just to give her the push. Who knows? I don't know, though, bro. I thought Ashley won that fight, personally. Effective striking, even though one cut made on strike. Made on cut. She was banging Mackenzie's head all over the
in
place.
a 10-pound in the 10-point must system. I'd imagine they would have to give it to Yador. So we'll see.
10-point must eat something. It's the address over here, but let's get some pizza delivered, staff.
Okay, guys. Well, we're gonna get the PPV ready. So yeah, we'll be back in a little bit, you guys. So either come back, and yeah, we'll be back.
What up, yo? Oliver staying tuned in the darkness. They're kind of just leading up to this first fight. Kat Zingano versus Caitlin Vieira. The first fight on the main card. Kat Zingano what went down in that weigh-in that you saw there?
Yeah, it looked like both of them were kind of pushing around at each other. They had to get broken up by the staff real quick. But yeah, it should be a real I don't expect a handshake from what I seen at the stare down. So yeah, it should be good. It's always good when fighters don't think the other person's gonna win. So you can keep people if you can always keep yourself that focused, it's gonna be a good show. What do you think, Eric? They're still just walking in right now. Here Caitlin comes in, kind of singing, singing to some kind of song, possibly.
Building the moment up.
Yeah. Taking off his Reebok sweater.
Heart's going. Fader would not be doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you never know. Like I seen a lot of fighters coming out singing and kind of happy, and they've been doing well. So
feeling it.
Yeah, usually you kind of wonder what's going on, and if they're nervous, but it's been working for a lot of fighters. So
what works for you is good.
Yep, giving her last hugs to her crew, Cornerman. One sip of water, 2 sips of water. And the doc checks her in. They got to check their fingernails. Can't be scratching people. They have to mark something off her gloves, or they're cutting something off her glove. Maybe the mitt man didn't get, or the wrapper guys didn't get it. So put the Vaseline on. She's still singing. Patting her chest. Eyes closed. Not to get the Vaseline in her eyes. And then the other ref, without any Vaseline on him, checks everything. Wow. Excellent job, I'd have to say, these guys got done here. It would be very, very hard now, I would imagine, to have any type of substance on you. Looks like they're taking it very serious. She's doing a last prayer on her knees, and in comes Zingano. You ever seen Kat Zingano fight?
This one?
Yeah.
Heard of her. Don't recognize her.
Okay. So Caitlin Zingano, definitely a different attitude. She's looking like she has that same attitude as when they're pushing each other around at the weigh-ins. Gives her real quick hugs, not wasting any time, taking off her clothes. The referee gets her the Vaseline on. Didn't really see that same glove issues I guess the other ones had. Oh, maybe she complained to them that she needed something cut off her gloves. That would make the most sense. The other ref checking her down. 5 knockouts, 3 submissions. Here we go. First smile I seen from her, she gets in there. Yeah. But the smile ends as she sees her opponent. Okay, the tale of the tape. 35, Kat Zingano, 5'6", 135 and a half, 68-inch reach. Caitlin Vieira, 26, 5'8", 136 weigh-in, 68 reach. Bruce Buffer, the third most excited person in the octagon.
Yeah, both of them look psyched. Caitlin looks like she's feeling her gloves, ready to go. Feeling what her fist might feel like when it impacts something. Staring down her opponent. Not backing down. Vegas odds 225 favorite. Is that this one? But no, you gotta go out this way. No, it's this. Goes to. Huh? This is Keawe. So this is Keawe, this property.
The driveway's right there, yeah.
Okay, Troy just grabbing some food for us. But here we go. Kunitskaya looking super serious. Staring her opponent down. Not even glancing away for a second. Okay, here we go. Referee Jason Herzig. Ring card. Oh, yeah, Zingano's still serious. Let's see if shouldn't be a handshake. Ketlin looks like she's kind of leaning against the cage. Down. Both women in. No handshake for sure. Center of the cage. Zingano takes, kind of just taunting her right in front of her. Leg low kick misses and her big right hand attempt. And of course we freeze. Apologies, you guys. Okay, still trying to get it back on. Okay, here we go. We're back on. 4 minutes in. Apologies for that. Boom, Zingano with the left and her big right hand. Ketlin returns her right hand. Gonzalo fakes a side kick. Both women on the black line. Zingano retakes the center of the cage. Ketlin coming forward though. Both women kind of look real motivated though. No one looks like they're hurt. Boom, Ketlin trying both women against the cage now. Zingano with her head over her arm. Gets a knee to the body. Ketlin with the elbow to the head. And both women break away from the cage back to the center of the cage. Ketlin in the center, Zingano on the black line, still kind of taunting with her head. High kick by Zingano as she moves out of the way from Ketlin. 1-2. Ketlin now coming forward. Zingano back against the cage. Zingano with a low kick to the leg, and Ketlin with a right and a left hook, and Zingano just gets out of the way. Zingano attempts a big left hand, and Ketlin returns her own left hook. Zingano now against the cage. Ketlin not letting her out of the cage. Right in front of her. Zingano with a low kick and a big right hand and a takedown attempt. But Ketlin sprawls out of it wonderfully and attempts a knee to the head as Zingano breaks away from that shot. Zingano still right in front of her though. Ketlin pressing forward, not letting her out of the black line area. Zingano kind of moving back away, trying to find an angle. Both women not doing much in the morning. Zingano with a kick to the body. Ketlin returns with the left hook in the right hand. Zingano now against the cage. Not much place to go. Zingano trying to throw a jab, but a low kick to the body. Ketlin coming forward in the right hand just misses as Zingano ducks under it. And Zingano against the cage still. Left hand lands for Ketlin as Zingano goes for a right hand. Zingano goes for a jumping forward right hand, and Ketlin just gets out of the way. Ketlin still pressing forward. Zingano back against the cage. Zingano with a low kick and just gets out of the way from a left and a right from Ketlin. Zingano with another left kick to the body and a huge left hand from Zingano. But Keitlin's kind of walking through, keeping her against the cage. Ketlin going for an elbow to the head, and Zingano goes for a right hand, and both women tie up. And Zingano trying to force Ketlin into the cage. Zingano with a left high knee to the head, and Ketlin pushing forward with her own knee to the body and a huge right hook. And Zingano trying to circle away against the cage. Ketlin not letting her off the cage, standing right in front of her, keeping no distance. Zingano shoots in for a body lock, trying to pull her head down, gets a knee to the body
from Zingano. And Zingano's holding her head, and another knee attempt as Caitlin goes for a takedown off of it. As Zingano pushes her face away, and both women break away back to the center of the cage. Both women on the black line now. Zingano kind of backing up. Caitlin with a huge left hook after Zingano goes for a right hand. Zingano with a knee to the body. Both women tying up in the center. Caitlin with a knee to the body. And Zingano returns immediately with a knee to the body and gets taken down by Caitlin. Boom. 1 minute, 14 seconds left. Caitlin on top of Zingano. Zingano trying to hold her head and her arm to keep her from hitting her. Caitlin 1-2 hits to the head as she gets her arm out from her grip. Zingano re-grabs her arm now. Caitlin trying to advance forward. Zingano in kind of a bad position. Caitlin almost about to mount now. Zingano's legs together and Caitlin's on top of her, almost about to mount her. Caitlin now going from left to the body and another right hand to the head and puts her knee on her arm and gets another right hand. But Zingano pushing back, almost getting back to guard. Zingano almost getting back to half guard with her left leg on her hip from the bottom. Caitlin gets a 1, 2, 3 right hands though and trying to push her hand back down. Pushes her hand back down and comes back into a kind of weird half guard. Zingano trying to push away, keeping her elbow in her neck. Zingano trying to go for mount still, kind of in still a half guard type position. Caitlin on top, trying to push Zingano's knee down, going for the mount. Zingano holding her head down. Caitlin with the right hand to the body, 12 seconds to the left. Caitlin still trying to push her knee down. Zingano holding her head down well. Caitlin on top in half guard, trying to push down, make some space to break away to get a better angle and a shot. And the referee stops the bout. Pretty good fight, you guys.
Well, man, this Caitlin Vieira chick, she's tough. Took some good cracks from Kat Zingano. Zingano goes and takes her down. Then it's followed by a takedown a takedown for Vieira of her own, and then ends up like almost mounted on her towards the end of the round there. It was a longer round. Who knows what condition Kat would be in right now? Kind of saved by the bell there. She was getting mounted at the end of the round.
Yeah, she looks like she's trying to catch her breath right now. Corner's talking to her. Definitely needs to catch her breath because that was a huge war from both sides.
Yeah, she's been absent for a long
Caitlin did
time,
not back down from anything Zingano was trying to offer.
Kat Zingano's been gone for a long time.
And here we go. They're restarting them. The ref's in the center. Looking at him. Caitlin's ready. Zingano's ready. And the ref starts it. Round 2. Boom, a jab. Both women kind of pawing jabs each other. Zingano immediately goes for 2 left high kicks, and Caitlin just walks through them, kind of blocking with her right hand. Zingano with an overhand right lands, but Caitlin's still walking through, going for a left kick, a left hook. Zingano with a side kick and a huge left elbow, and shoots in for a body lock, and Caitlin judo sweeps her right into mount, and Zingano on the bottom getting hit with left hands. Caitlin on top of her. Right hammer fist, staying in, and now it's full mount. Zingano about to give her back. Caitlin not letting her give her back. Zingano trying to pull a half guard now, get her knee in from as Caitlin is mounted on her. Caitlin not doing much attacking now, just kind of hold her, trying not to let her get out, trying to maybe tire her out possibly. Caitlin putting a lot of pressure on her arm and just slowly tying her up now, gets her arm from getting the half guard back to half guard. And now Zingano might have to go. Yeah, Zingano looks like she's going to have to give her back now. But Caitlin pushes her back down, not allowing her to give her back. But Zingano, in the process, Zingano kind of gets back to a partial half guard as she wraps up her ankle between both legs. But Caitlin's still on top with a lot of pressure, trying to go for a katagatami, it looks like. A head and arm choke. But Zingano pushes away well. 1, 2, 3, 4 body shots now. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left. Zingano pushes away well and goes for an up kick and almost gets it on Caitlin. And now Caitlin's standing up above Zingano's guard, kicking her legs. 1, 2 kicks her legs and immediately goes into Zingano's half guard as she feels probably comfortable on the ground. Zingano tries to sit up and gets a right hand and just misses another right hand from the sit-up position. And is now kicking at her knees and lands an up kick and then possibly another up kick as Caitlin has to go back and jumps into Zingano's guard to get out of the up kicks and keep her on the ground. Caitlin with the left to the body. Zingano in a kind of open guard right now. half guard, and Caitlin pushes her knee down and goes to a full half guard on Zingano, as Zingano is trying to just keep her other arm from hitting her. So she has both arms defending from her half guard to keep the one arm from hitting her, and Caitlin has the other arm with a very deep underhook. Caitlin now gets her knee, her foot position to hold Zingano's arm down, and is now trying to hit her. Zingano pushes away. 2 minutes 27 seconds left. Caitlin on top in Zingano's guard. Oh, Caitlin with 1, 2, 3 right hands from the half guard, and Zingano tries to push back, and she immediately stops the right hand and goes and pushes her knee down to keep the half guard, keeping all her pressure on. Zingano immediately goes for a Kimura, and Caitlin has to lose a little bit of position to get out. And as soon as she gets out of the Kimura, she lands a big right hand, and now she's standing over Zingano, trying to keep the guard passing, pushing on Zingano's legs, not letting her get back to a full guard. And now Caitlin's back on top. Zingano from the bottom lands a right hand, and Caitlin has to put her head closer to not leave that much space for strikes from the bottom. Caitlin gets another right hand, and Zingano from the bottom with an elbow. And Zingano back to her guard. Caitlin stands back up over her. Kind of what guys must watch out for that up kick though. Caitlin grabs both of her legs, pushes them down, and Zingano gets a jab to her face before Caitlin goes back into her open guard. Caitlin on top right now, trying to pass to the left side of Zingano's guard. Zingano going for a sweep possibly, but Caitlin catches her base and pushes back to Zingano's half guard. Caitlin with a left hook from the top position, and Zingano with an elbow from the bottom. Both of them just get blocked. Caitlin now still trying to pass to the left side, lands another small left hook to the head, and is just trying to keep the pressure down. 1 minute left. Oh, another left hand lands for Caitlin, and a left to the body. And Zingano's trying to keep her pushing her body away with her legs, and still in kind of an open guard. Zingano going for another Kimura on her left side now, on Caitlin's left arm. Zingano almost has her arm, and Caitlin's just pushing between her legs as to not give her any leverage on her arm. She has to now holding with her left leg to keep Zingano to get the Kimura, but she's pushing a lot of weight down on Zingano's elbow, and she shouldn't be able to hold this long, and she'll have to let go pretty soon. Zingano is looking like she just let go, and Caitlin now still trying to hold a deep half guard on it. And as Zingano pushes away, Caitlin lands a left hand. Zingano from the bottom with her own left hand just missing to the side, and she's trying to get up right now on one elbow and pushing her way with her feet now. Caitlin standing back up, gets a low kick, a kick to the legs as Zingano's in her guard. Zingano trying to stand up with a kick to the body, and shoots in for a double leg. Caitlin sprawls in her head and arm, and the round ends.
Man, majority of that round was Caitlin Vieira just manhandling Kat Zingano on the ground. She got her with a pretty sick judo throw right off the bat, put her on the floor, went straight into the mount, and was just dominating her. Not doing too much damage from the top position as far as busting her face up or anything, but jiu-jitsu-wise, Kat Zingano just has no answer for Caitlin Vieira's jiu-jitsu technique. Got Andre Pederneiras in her corner talking to her right now, expert jiu-jitsu coach as well as MMA coach. Kat needs a finish, I think, coming into this third round. If Kat doesn't do some major shift change in the action here, I think it'll all be lost. Getting ready to start the third round. All right, no shake of the gloves. Lead off head kick for Alpha Kat Zingano. They're trading swinging crazy back fist for Zingano. They're just sitting there kind of just throwing wild punches. I think Kat Zingano hurt her foot. She threw a kick, hurt her foot. She's bouncing up on one leg. Instant takedown for Vieira. Vieira on top in a sort of side control position with the knee of Kat Zingano going across her stomach there. Vieira trying to rain down some punches. Zingano now in her guard, sort of almost a half guard, a half butterfly guard there. Zingano trying to control the wrist, keep Vieira close to her so she cannot allow her to punch her, keeping a tight hold of her wrist. as Vieira is sitting there in a bit of a half butterfly guard position, holding her up against the fence. Caitlin Vieira, very strong top position here, stands up in Zingano's guard, looking to throw the legs, possibly Zingano throwing kicks, not allowing her to hold on to her ankles, but just sitting there off her back, trying to do some heels to her thigh now, try to heel to the head. Vieira now attempting to pass the guard into side control, heavy shoulder pressure from Vieira, and just jumps right. Did she jump through the mount? No, she's now in half guard. Kat Zingano caught her in the half guard there. Let's see here. Not too much damage happening. Just a lot of tight positioning by Vieira from the top. Heavy shoulder pressure in Zingano's face. I just have a strange feeling that top is just creeping over too far to the left there a little bit. Vieira looking to pass the half butterfly guard once again. Zingano doing a good job at maintaining her guard, but not doing very much as far as attacking or trying to stand up. When there's space between them again, Vieira standing over her as Kat kind of laying back against the cage, looking to stand up now. Vieira gets control of a leg, comes back down into her half guard. Zingano was briefly trying to stiff arm the face, but Vieira came back down into the half butterfly again. Presses into the half guard for Vieira, now sitting in the half guard with the arm trap, knee over. Zingano gets her arm out, able to hold her close again as Vieira tries to rain down some punches from the half guard position, now back in the half butterfly guard. Vieira not doing not doing much damage there from the top position, not landing many punches at all, just kind of swinging with her head down over the top. Kat Zingano not doing too much to stand up though, so it's definitely points for Vieira. A good elbow from the bottom for Kat Zingano. One of few strikes thrown from the bottom. Oh, nice little seesaw sweep for Zingano. Now has her back up against the quick momentum change. And Vieira turns. They are back now facing each other. Zingano holding her up against the fence. Vieira now reverses the position, but Zingano lands a good knee to her chest. Zingano try to work a hard whizzer. Now straying away from the whizzer, looking for wrist control and looking to probably knee her in the chest here, as she does. Vieira holding her up against the fence, establishing the ring control. Kat Zingano's got to do something big here with a minute and 20 seconds left in the third round. Kat Zingano just kind of has her back against the fence, looking for shoulder strikes and quick knees to the sternum of Vieira. Vieira maintaining cage control against her there with a high underhook. Vieira looking up at the clock or to the referee. She was looking over at something there with 1 minute left. I think Vieira's looking to breeze her way on out of this, not doing much to change positions, just landing knees here up against the fence on Zingano. Zingano not doing too much to really try to get herself a win here. It looks like she's just sticking to trying to knee Vieira. Okay, there's a break by Jason Herzog. Got 47 seconds left. Fighters squaring off. 40 seconds left. Not too much going on. They're looking at each other. Jab misses for Zingano. A little bit of footwork for Vieira. A long right hand misses for Zingano, looking a little bit desperate to try to land something. Quick leg kick for Zingano, followed by a blocked head kick. A few crazy punches by both women. Lunging punches coming in for Zingano with 20 seconds left. Good body kick for Zingano, but punching with the hands from the waist. Nice press up against the fence for Vieira. Good quick knee to the head for Zingano, though. I think Vieira's looking to just hold her up against the fence here for the last 5 seconds. Nothing going on there. A failed knee for Zingano, and Herzog jumps in to finish the fight there. Well, immediately Vieira goes and consoles Zingano, who is clearly a little upset at the end. But yeah, beautiful here. They're showing a replay, a beautiful leg trip for Caitlin Vieira, and a beautiful judo chip also, as when Zingano shot in to start off those rounds. Showing some of Zingano's stuff. Leg kick lands. Oh, a leg. She was checked her left kick, and Zingano looked pretty badly hurt there, hopping on one leg. Her left leg must have hit her bone pretty hard.
She might have broke a metatarsal or something.
Yeah, and here it is, Zingano. Still no quit in her the whole time, just not stopping. And Caitlin, yep.
Entertaining fight. We got a little bit of everything. Really good takedowns, some excellent jiu-jitsu technique, and some wild style brawling in the pocket. Some good Muay Thai technique. Very entertaining fight these women are bringing to the table these days. Very just as entertaining as any other fight out there. Just as technical as any other fight out there. And just a great fight altogether. Great performance by Caitlin Vieira. She's was calling for a title fight after this one, so I'm sure that she's ready to jump on the microphone and state those claims.
Well, here's the stats: 45 head strikes for Caitlin to 29 for Zingano. Body strikes 27 to 29. So yeah, really kind of sad looking Zingano. And Caitlin seems to be trying to console her, but
I mean, she remained mounted for pretty much the entire duration of the second round, right? She knows she didn't snatch it.
Yeah. What a performance though with those.
Over 2 years, she's been in the octagon.
Yeah, that's as high as the sweeps, the strip takedown, and a judo sweep when someone's shooting in at that. Yeah, she had an incredible performance tonight. Yeah,
and she is your winner. About to jump
just
on that microphone and say a few words Reagan and I don't really understand.
Oh, but Eric might have.
Yeah, we have a person who speaks Portuguese in here.
Lip reading.
Okay, we'll try to see what they say here. Hold on. Okay, yeah, looks like she was apologized for her antics at the weigh-ins. She's not usually like that, but her Brazilian blood just got a hold of her. And she doesn't like to see people cry out there too. You know, she was very emotional when she seen Zingano sad. So she's just happy to be in there.
Yep, she just called for that title too. She said one more thing, and then called for the title. All in Portuguese. She was also talking about how much she loves the play-by-play radio show and how much people should be tuning in. Hey, there's our partner, BJ Penn, with a big fat shaka for all our brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
How come he's not mouthing play-by-play radio? But that's the real question. Jeremy Stevens. Hey, Jeremy Stevens, if you ever listen to this one broadcast, I want to let you know, man. Yes, if there's a hand down in the whole thing, it is a downed opponent, but that's with 2 feet, not with 2 knees. Anybody with knees down, it doesn't matter if there's a hand down or not. 2 knees and 2 feet touching the floor, it's a grounded opponent. So take your excuses. Even if the knee landed or wherever, you make yourself look silly not knowing the rule and saying that it's legal what you attempted to do. On to the next. It's gonna be a little while to the next. Maybe not. We'll just jump right into it. Huh? How do they feel about that? Who's coming up? Yeah, Stefan Struve and Andrei Arlovsky. Stefan Struve, I remember when I was fighting in England, he was on the same card, and I walked up to him, and then I shook. Well, actually, I was sitting next to him. I shook his hand. How you doing? Great. And I was like, "Are you fighting?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm fighting." And then JDS walks past, and I stand up and I shake his hand. He shook my hand. He walks away, and then maybe like 2 minutes later, I was like, "Oh, who are you fighting?" And he pointed to JDS standing across the room over there. I was like, "Oh, okay." This was a super awkward moment. That was when I met Stefan Struve. He's come a super long way since then. Yeah, I went in different directions. And here I am with you. So yeah, the Belarusian and the Dutchman about to throw it down. Right now they're showing the entrance of Chris Cyborg. No contest. It's a heck of a record. Like BJ said, she knows she's the champ. Take it away, boys.
Yeah, and there's Perillo and Tito in behind her. Cyborg looking pretty serious. Red headphones on. Listening to something bob in her head. Tito looking very excited to be there. And here's her opponent coming in way serious too. Don't really see her camp at the moment, but she's walking in quick with just all business, she looks like. Not interested in any talk, I guess. I guess they're here. They are at the Barclays Center.
Where is the Barclays Center? Is that Vegas, bro?
I don't know.
It's
It's usually at a casino, I thought of.
It showed all of them at the Monte Carlo, but I've never heard of the Barclays Center. On the embedded videos, they were all at the Monte Carlo in Vegas.
Oh, yeah, bro. And here, yeah, the video game, I guess, has Rose Namajunas and Joanna in it.
They're in the one from a couple years ago.
I've been there for a while.
Yeah. They didn't add very much, but trust me. So it's very upsetting.
Yeah, I haven't played since probably the first one.
I was waiting a couple years for the new game. It's pretty much the same game with more horrible gameplay.
Yeah, they think how do you even really figure out a way to make it fair, you know? That's why it was amazing how Street Fighter had such an equal with each fighter, you know? With such different.
No, fairness or not, it's just the gameplay is just change the game. Why change the gameplay so much every time you make the game? Does Madden change their gameplay every time they make a new game? No. Maybe it took like several years before they changed any type of gameplay on it. And like no additions of stadiums, barely any additions of new fighters. They probably erased more fighters off the game than they added to it. It's annoying, man.
Longest active winning streaks. Tony Ferguson, 10 in the lightweight division. Khabib, 8.
Is that what we're looking at now, the lightweight division? What's coming up here? What's going on?
I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, heavyweight rankings.
$10 and $12. Stefan Struve, 10. Andre Arlovski, ranked number 12 in the UFC.
Yeah, I guess that's just how good everybody is these days, you know. And Arlovski's already 12. And Struve, who actually has a win over the current champ, is number 10. So unbelievable.
Got him with the body shot.
Oh, so I guess we're waiting for them to get in.
Oh, so delicious. Ladies and experience with several slices of pizza. Changed the whole dynamic, man. Ready, fueled, energized to not only watch but bring you this action as live as possible. The only in the world. Play-by-play radio, BJPen.com. Man, look at Arlovski's first fight. Think they put some duct tape to his back since then, or what? Look at that.
Yeah.
Then he turned into like
It's
the.
unbelievable, his range.
Then he turned into the techno Jesus for a little while. With some frosted tips. Then he went over to Affliction, cut his hair up a little bit, came back looking pretty normal with the faux hawk type shave and. The changes of Arlovski, man. I seen an old clip of him fighting in Russia, man. The striking level change from that fight till even 10 years ago. So huge. Cyborg versus Kunitskaya. Kunitskaya. Because we all asking, who's that one?
Struve,
right.
yeah.
Highlighting the victory over Stipe Miocic.
First thing they show, yeah. Yeah,
Stefan Struve, gigantic man from the Netherlands.
looks like he's been working on his hands now. They're trying to hit him mitts.
6'10". What is he?
I think 6'10", yeah.
I know he was down there in Florida with Henry.
Arlovski's 6'4", I think.
6'4" versus 6'10". Of sweaty European.
We'll see. A lot of times we would see Stefan Struve get blitzed a lot. So
kind of like how Andre blitzed on Ngannou.
Well, anything can happen.
For sure.
I think Struve likes to go for a little longer distance usually, kind of feel out his jabs, find his range.
Show off his chin.
But that's why you always got to worry about those blitzes.
"14 feet of human getting ready to go action." Stefan Struve's come a long way, bro. Former champion Andrei Arlovski. Not gonna lie, ladies and gentlemen, that was a bit of excessive highlights for the number of fight it is on the card.
Yeah, I believe they showed a few of the highlights 3 times.
Like, hey, right on for these guys.
Oh, yeah. Arlovski coming out, throwing punches, looking serious. Pitbull serious, you could say.
His nose has definitely changed over the last several years.
Been in every war you can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shaking his hands with his cornerman. Let's see it. Who is he training with now?
Is that Mike Brown?
No, it doesn't appear to have Jackson in his corner.
Right, I just noticed that. Didn't look like Jackson is in the corner. But with so many fights, who knows what the schedule is?
Yeah, Mike Brown, man. What is it? American Top Team?
That's
Is he
what I was
training?
thinking, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's
Well, you
what
need
PBS is training.
every type of training partner, you know? You can have the best coaches, but if you have no training partners, it's very, very tough.
Stefan Struve making the walk.
Yeah, I'm looking taller than everyone next to him.
About to whack his head jumping into the cage. Be more like his neck. He's that much taller.
Last hugs to the corner. So we should be getting underway shortly. Little bit of water. Cornerman yelling at him, getting him psyched right now as they put the Vaseline on. Non-stop, right behind him. Yeah. Not sure if even Struve heard him, but
He's tied for most UFC wins in history or something. What? Is that possible?
Struve is.
Heavyweight, maybe?
I know he started fighting young, but yeah.
12
Unbelievable.
wins.
They
He has
just threw him
12
in with
wins.
some of the best guys in the world.
Is 12 wins in the UFC a lot? Heavyweight division?
So this is nothing new for Struve, you could say. He's been in there with everyone. This is just one more legend for his resume.
Arlovsky, 9 years his elder.
6'11" and a half. We were both wrong.
Versus 16.
84 and a half reach. Though that's the same reach as John Jones, I believe.
84 and a half, punching down to
77. Yeah.
Bruce Buffer wearing the plum suit tonight. Was Ngannou his last fight? Was that? I think I seen him just there. He is the underdog, plus 150, fighting out of Chicago, Illinois. The Pitbull, Andrei Arlovsky. Bruce now making his way over to the red corner. The man who's a half of 7 feet tall, fighting out of Netherlands, a minus 190 favorite with the suction cup spots on his back. The skyscraper, Stefan Struve.
What is that, from acupuncture?
So, yeah, it's cupping. They heat it up and it's supposed to bring you a lot of toxin release. Is that it?
Pressure release brings blood there.
Okay, here we go. Both men ready. Arlovsky looking serious. And it's on. Both men touching the center. Shake hands, and here we go. Immediately, Struve just throwing a couple jabs in Arlovsky's face. Arlovsky with a low kick that lands. Struve trying to press forward, taking the middle. Struve returns a low kick that lands. Arlovsky trying to find an angle, throwing a couple jabs, trying to find the distance, not getting too close from the bigger man. Struve still trying to find his range, not really trying to cut off Arlovsky, just trying to find his range, I guess. Boom, Struve with a huge high kick that kind of Arlovsky just gets out of the way, blocking with his left hand. Struve right in front of his face. A low kick lands for Arlovsky. It almost knocks the big man off balance. Arlovsky still right in his face at the line. Struve behind the line. A low kick lands for Arlovsky. Struve still walking forward though, pressing forward on Arlovsky. Arlovsky, both men back in the center of the cage.
Arlovsky trying to find an answer. Arlovsky throws a jab in her right hand, but gets caught with a kick to the body by Struve. Struve does another push kick that pushes Arlovsky away. 4 minutes in. Arlovsky standing right in front of Struve. Arlovsky with a left low kick that kind of lands, gets checked. Struve returns another one that's checked. Arlovsky right in front of him. Arlovsky with a huge right hand that Struve misses, that gets out of the way from. Struve right in front of him on the black line. Arlovsky in the center of the cage. Arlovsky goes for a low kick, misses. Arlovsky with the 2 jabs and a right to the body. Struve backs up all the way to the cage to get away. Struve trying to press forward on the black line now, pressing inside the black line. Arlovsky backs up. Struve with a big right to low kick, and Arlovsky tries to land a right hand that misses. Struve now pressing forward, getting back in the center of the cage. Struve now hands by his waist, trying to move his head, taunting Arlovsky with something. Arlovsky lands a left low kick. Arlovsky with a big right hand that lands and moves Struve's head. Struve felt that one. Struve, though, still pressing forward. 3 minutes, 19 seconds. Struve with the left high kick. Arlovsky backs away. Arlovsky with the right to the body and ties up with Struve in a body lock. Struve trying to hold a whizzer on. Arlovsky gets him and Arlovsky trips Struve to the ground, lands in half guard. Struve trying to hold on right now on Arlovsky. Keep Arlovsky close to him. Arlovsky in the half guard, on top. Trying to get his hand over, trying to find his right hand punches. Arlovsky on top, trying to push up from half guard now, trying to get some standing up. Arlovsky on his feet, Struve on the bottom, trying to hold his leg, pushing away at Arlovsky. Struve in his open guard. Arlovsky standing in front of him, nothing happening. Arlovsky kicks at Struve's leg. Struve just keeping him away with his distance. Referee Herb Dean re-stands up the fight as Arlovsky pulls away. Both men back in the center of the cage. 2 minutes, 31 seconds. Arlovsky with the huge right hands that Struve blocks with his shoulder. Struve right in front of him, pushes back into the center of cage. Arlovsky with the left low kick. Struve with a hard right kick in retaliation. Both men in the center of the cage. Arlovsky trying to jab, find a distance. Struve's right in front of him with his own jab, pushing Arlovsky back. 2 minutes, 14 seconds. Both men in the center of the cage. Arlovsky jabbing at the air. Struve trying to find some kind of faking some high kicks with his left leg. Arlovsky right in front of him. Struve trying to find some jabs now, pushing forward. Arlovsky backing up. Struve coming forward now. Struve with a low kick, backing up Arlovsky to the cage. Arlovsky against the cage now. Struve with a right hand and another right hand. Arlovsky just gets away from. Arlovsky luckily ties up with Struve and gets his back against the cage. Struve now takes Arlovsky down. And as they fall against the cage, Arlovsky rolls onto the top position. Struve in his kind of half butterfly guard. Arlovsky on top, trying to posture up. Struve holding both wrists, not letting Arlovsky get away from him. Arlovsky trying to pull his hands out, but Struve with very large hands. Arlovsky finally gets out and now stands up in Struve's guard. Struve pushing away, kind of looks to relax at the beach position with both hands behind the head and trying to push him away with his feet. Arlovsky trying to push forward with his knee. 1 minute, 20 seconds in. Struve just kind of relaxing. Arlovsky not doing much. A low kick to the and referee Herb Dean stands them both up. Arlovsky, though, right there, doesn't let him out of the black line, pushing forward immediately. Struve trying to push forward back. Another right hand attempt by Arlovsky and another right hand, and Struve just gets out of the way with his own left kick. And Struve just backs away from another jab. Both men in the center of the cage. 1 minute left. Arlovsky doing some fake kicking. And a fake punch. Struve not having it, walking right into him. Struve with a jumping flying knee to the body, and Arlovsky ties up with a body lock, both arms under. Struve tries to trip Arlovsky down, but Arlovsky stays standing strong. 39 seconds in. Struve trying to do some kind of judo trip with a whizzer, and both men land against the cage. And Arlovsky now has Struve against the cage in a body lock. But one with Struve with the right arm underhook. Struve trying to relax now. Struve uses the energy and pushes Arlovsky, but Arlovsky pushes him back against the cage as they both turn around twice. Arlovsky holding Struve against the cage with his head under his chin, trying to keep him up in a body lock. Arlovsky now switches to a whizzer, trying to push away now with his left hand on his hip and his right arm under. Struve with a body lock now, not letting Arlovsky get away. And Arlovsky goes in and trips Struve to the ground as the round ends.
Man, strong round for Arlovsky, but very fun, interesting fight to watch. There was a couple opportunities where I thought, man, that Struve was just going to land some big bombs. They're standing in their pocket, just swinging. I'm looking at Arlovsky punching from the hip, like, bro, you're going to get caught. But yeah, just that those punches didn't land. Some really good exchanges of kicks, good takedown and scrambling on the ground and reversals from Arlovsky. Strong in the top position. And just looking good. I think Arlovsky, by a very narrow margin, is getting ahead of this one. We're looking for Struve to come in strong for the second round. But fun fight so far. I'm having fun watching it. Something big could happen. Both guys still have lots of energy coming into the second round right now. Or so he thought.
And here we go. Both men retouching the center of the cage and just take the center, not backing down. Struve coming in with a huge right hand and pushing Arlovsky back and circles away. And Arlovsky circles in and takes the center now. Arlovsky with a kind of jumping and jab pushes Struve behind the black line. Struve on the black line now. Arlovsky with a left low kick to the knee. And Struve backs up a little bit but comes right back forward. Struve trying to press forward back to the center cage. Arlovsky comes with the left uppercut and 2 right overhand hooks. And Struve just backs up and walks right through it. Struve now pushing forward, gets Arlovsky in the back line, and now goes for a high head kick, and it almost lands. And now Arlovsky is kind of stuck behind the black line, and Struve pressing forward. 2 right hands push Struve back, and now both men are back in the center of the cage, bouncing in front of each other. A left low kick by Arlovsky, and Struve just kind of walks into it, right through it. Struve still coming forward, bouncing around in the center on the M. Arlovsky now back to the black line, had to back up. Arlovsky goes for a big overhand right Struve, and they both men clinch up with body locks. But Struve muscles Arlovsky back in, but as soon as they hit the cage, Arlovsky turns and gets Struve with his back against the cage. Both men have body locks right now, equal position, it looks like. And Struve, and again Arlovsky sweeps Struve down and gets the spin and turn. And now Arlovsky's on top in Struve's half guard, trying to rain down punches. Struve going for some kind of leg lock, possibly trying to leg sweep. Oh, Struve now grabbing his leg, gets Arlovsky off balance against the cage, and Arlovsky could be in a leg lock position. Arlovsky trying to push away as he's kind of tangled up in Struve's position, in Struve's legs. Struve now working an ankle lock on Arlovsky, but it's real high on his leg, so it might not be a good angle. Arlovsky not really worried about it, not worried too much. Arlovsky goes for a right hand as he's trapped in Struve's leg as Struve is going for a leg lock. Struve trying to switch the leg lock to a heel hook possibly, and Arlovsky excellently defends it with his legs as he is a Sabo guy too. And now Struve gets back on top, gives up the leg lock, and now has Arlovsky press against the cage, and now is on above Arlovsky. Arlovsky sitting on the floor against the cage, and Struve is above him, trying to go to his back. And Arlovsky is kind of stuck below him. Arlovsky, both hands on Struve's arm, and Struve is working his way to Arlovsky's back. Arlovsky goes to his knees, and Struve is almost on Arlovsky's back. Arlovsky turn on the bottom. Struve 1, 2, 3, 4 left hands as Arlovsky's on the bottom. 5, 6, 1, 2. Arlovsky jumps up to one leg and both feet now kind of hunched over as Struve is kind of behind him with his arms wrapped around him from the back. Struve now pressing forward, trying to not let Struve now lifts Arlovsky up. Arlovsky grabs the cage luckily and lands back on his feet.
Grabs the cage luckily.
2 minutes, 17 seconds. And Struve has his back against the cage and on Arlovsky's back in a way as both men are standing up. 2 minutes, 10 seconds. And Struve going again to suplex him backwards, but his back was against the cage and Arlovsky got his weight down. And Struve tried to jump on his back and he kind of slipped off and Arlovsky spins away. And now he has both underhooks and Struve's back against the cage. 1 minute, 56 seconds. And Arlovsky goes for that trip again. And Struve barely gets kind of keeps his balance. Arlovsky still though holding him against the cage, going for his knees. 1 minute 45 seconds. Struve trying to pummel in as Arlovsky has both arms under and with his back against the cage. Arlovsky gets his right arm pummeled in, and now he's got his body lock on Arlovsky. And Arlovsky is now trying to force Arlovsky against the cage and get his weight on Arlovsky. Arlovsky tried to get a body lock for a second, but Struve is too good. And now Arlovsky is starting to have to give his back as Struve has a very strong body lock. And Arlovsky has his left arm is a whizzer, but Struve is trying to work his position. Struve tries to pull him away, and his arms break free, and Arlovsky spins him. And now Arlovsky has him, and Arlovsky goes for a takedown. 1, 2, 3 left hands for Arlovsky, and Struve just gets back to his feet. 1 minute, 9 seconds. Arlovsky has him against the cage, head in his face, trying to keep him in against the cage. Struve trying to break free, gets a wizard in a real relaxed way. Arlovsky now with both arms under again in his body lock. Struve trying to get some knees in. Arlovsky just holding him against the cage. 50 seconds and referee Herb Dean stops the contest, restarts it. 47, 46. Okay, they're back in the center of the cage. Here we go. 40 seconds. They're just kind of bouncing right hand to the body and a right hand to the head. And I think he got poked in the eye. And Arlovsky is complaining about something with his eye. And we may have to see the replay. The referee stops the fight immediately. Arlovsky starts screaming immediately. And yeah, Struve didn't really try to complain about it. He probably had his hand open. You're not supposed to have your hand open if you extend it anymore, I don't think. So we'll have to check this replay here. Yeah, Arlovsky is coming in good.
Yeah, fingers open right now.
Yeah, he tried to push his chin, but his pinky kind of caught him. I don't think you'll have a rebuttal from Struve. And he's always seems like a straight up guy every time I've ever seen him in this ring. So yeah, he looks like he didn't mean it. He just thought, but referee has to tell him that's just the rules. That's how it goes. Keep your hand closed if you're going to extend your hand. And
but these heavyweights aren't coasting. They're fighting out here, man. They're going for it.
No, yeah, this is a war.
Excellent displays of horrible technique, that I can tell you. But man, they're going for it for sure.
Yeah, but no, that's some good trips by Arlovsky.
A little bit of cheating. Oh, yeah, good trips.
A little bit of cheating. As Shu said, yeah, sorry, but fuck, let's do this. Oh, and here we go. Boom, Shu for some fake leg kicks, leg push kicks, and both men just start immediately trading leg kicks. 1, 2. And Struve kind of starts pushing forward now. Arlovsky jabbing it there, pushing back to the center of the cage. 13 seconds left. And Struve kind of trips over his foot. And I don't know if he twisted his ankle, but he walks it off anyways. Arlovsky kind of presses forward, doesn't really take advantage of anything. Throws an overhand. Struve blocks it. Who knows if Struve's foot is... No, something could be wrong with Struve's foot. And no. And Struve just walks it off as the round ends.
Oh, entertaining fight for sure. I think what you would expect from these two guys. Lots of energy going into the third round, which is very admirable for heavyweights. You know how so many of the heavyweights can slow down quite a bit, but man, these guys are going for it heading into the third round, and we always love that. That means it could promise a third round finish. Who knows what's going to happen here? There was the attempt for the leg lock, wasn't close at all. Andre Arlovsky kind of just shrugged him off on that one, and then I love the attempt for the suplex. Struve took Arlovsky's back, got him in a tight waist, and I think if he didn't hold on to the fence, that probably might have been a successful takedown right there. Huh?
Yeah, on the energy used, you only have one, so especially with those weights in there. When they're basing against you, it's a lot more than their own weight.
Breath of fresh air when the heavyweights are coming.
Here we go. They both shake hands again. And here we go. The both men in the center of the cage. Struve trying to press forward slowly. Arlovsky not giving him much space. Arlovsky lands a left low kick, and Struve lands his own right leg kick. And Arlovsky comes in with the right hand to the body and a left jab to the head, and almost gets a right hand to the head. But I think the left jab landed and pushed Struve right into the fence. Struve back forward though. He's in both men in the center of the cage again. Arlovsky trying to throw some fake kicks and catches and lands a left low kick and also lands a left right kick. And Struve goes in for a right kick, and Arlovsky goes for an overhand right that just misses as Struve backs away. Struve, though, pressing forward again with a push kick to the body, and Arlovsky goes out to the black line, and a big right hand lands for Struve on Arlovsky. And Arlovsky still tries to press forward, though. Doesn't seem to have bothered him. And he takes the center of the cage. Struve, though, still kind of pushing forward, and Arlovsky throws his own overhand right and complains about something again, maybe about his hands being open. And now they restart the match again. And Arlovsky's still right there. Struve not giving any distance either. Both men kind of pawing at the air right now with jabs and right hands. And Struve now pressing forward. Arlovsky backs up almost to the line. Arlovsky at the black line. Arlovsky behind the line now. Throws a low kick. A big right kick to the body by Struve. And Arlovsky takes it and comes right back forward. Both men in the center of the cage. 3 minutes, 40 seconds. Struve trying to fake some shots, trying to find an angle. Arlovsky right in front of him. A big left knee just misses Arlovsky. And Arlovsky moves back in with his own left and a right. And another left knee attempt by Struve. And Struve on the black line. Arlovsky right in the center of the cage. 3 minutes, 25 seconds. Struve with a big 1-2 that Arlovsky just gets out of the way from, kind of pairing with his arms up. And another jab is blocked by Arlovsky. And both men are in the center of the cage. And another couple body shots by Arlovsky as he bull rushes him in and to the cage, and Struve bounces off and retakes the center of the cage as he circles away. 3 minutes, 7 seconds, and now Arlovsky's behind the black line. A big kick is checked by Struve, and both men back on the black line after they trade a couple punches. Struve with a big high kick that's blocked by Arlovsky, and another push kick by Struve. 2 minutes, 50 seconds, both men on the black line. Arlovsky trying to find an answer, trying to fake some right hands, and he throws 2 jabs, pushes Struve to the cage, and Struve comes in with his own jab, and Arlovsky ties him up, both arms under, and gets a body lock against the cage. Arlovski gets a knee to the leg. Struve pummels in with his right hand, gets his own body lock to fend off Arlovski's. Arlovski gets his hips in, trying to keep Struve against the cage, possibly trying to go for that trip takedown again. Struve keeping his hips away, now pushing, lets go of his body lock, pushing Arlovski's hips away, not wanting him to get that chip. Arlovski goes for the chip, almost gets it. Struve gives his back, and they slip out away, and now Struve is complaining about an eye poke. But since it wasn't from an extended arm, I don't think how you could foul somebody for that. Definitely a different situation. And yeah, I guess they had to stop it now. Yeah, here it is. Arlovski spins out, tries to go for the sweep. He spins out. Oh, he did. He kind of pushed him away and poked his eye. So yeah, it was an extended hand. So yeah, both guys got the eye poke kind of with each other, but Struve's looking like he needs some time. He's real irritated about it. I guess it caught him just as good as Arlovski's, but I don't know. Maybe Arlovski didn't think about it, or who knows. But yeah, Struve's still complaining about something with his eye. He says he gets 5 minutes, and I think Ref Herb Dean is gonna give it to him. Yeah, we're still just kind of walking it off. Maybe he wants the doctor to check it. And here the doctor's checking it. Struve he's got to act normal. He doesn't want them to stop this, I'm sure. It was kind of okay, but here we go. Nothing scratch. It's just super irritated. So he's like, let's just get this done. 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Both men shake hands in the center, and here we go. Both men take the center. Struve with a left high kick, and Arlovski just gets out of the way. Arlovski still presses back forward. A left low kick by Arlovski, and a kind of switch kick by Struve, and a push kick attempt. And Arlovski just backs up and now comes back forward now, trying to find a thing. A big right overhand right by Arlovski kind of lands, and Struve pushes him back with a push kick to the cage. Arlovski with 1-2 body shots and a right hand to the head that's blocked by Struve. Struve back to the cage, behind the black line, actually. Now Struve on the black line. Arlovski trying to press forward, trying to keep on the black line. A huge right hand to the body lands, and a huge right overhand twists Struve's head. And Struve just eats it and comes back to the center of the cage. 1 minute, 34 seconds. Struve fakes a high kick, and Arlovski goes for a low kick to the knee. Struve with a right kick to the leg, lands to the thigh. Arlovski trying to circle away from that. Now, Arlovski coming in with his two jabs to the body as Struve goes for a left kick to the body. A right hand lands for Arlovski to the body as he ties up with Struve, and he does his same trip attempt against Struve and almost gets it as Struve has to whizzer and kind of break away and keeps trying to keep Arlovski's hips away. Arlovski has a great body lock, and Struve is real worried about this attempt. Struve comes in with his own kind of sweep, and Arlovski twists him back down and spins him, and it remains back on top. And now he's on side control on Struve. 55 seconds left. He might have Struve's hand behind his back. It looks like he's trying to keep Struve's hand trapped behind his back. And Arlovski's on top in side control. Struve with only trying to defend with one hand. Arlovski punching something, possibly Struve's arm, as he has one arm kind of trapped to his side, and he was hitting him with the other. And just trying to probably soften up Struve. Struve complaining about something to the ref. The ref says that's not illegal, I guess. Arlovski on top inside control. Struve trying to give his back now. Struve to his knees, gets to his feet against the cage, spins his back to the cage, and they break away. And Struve now immediately coming forward with lefts and a right to the body, and a big right attempt, and another right uppercut, and another right by Struve. And Arlovski ties up with a body lock. Struve trying to break away. Now Struve getting his own body lock. 10 seconds left, and both men are kind of in the cage, stuck in a body lock, and this could be it. Immediately, Arlovski goes for a leg trip attempt, and Struve goes for a huge high kick that misses by inches, and the round ends.
Close fight. Some good takedowns and ground positioning for Andrei Arlovski. Yeah, I think that, he landed the better of the shots. Good leg kicks came from Arlovski. He had some really good body lock takedowns. And a little bit of ground control, landed some really good overhands, closing the distance. And yeah, he had several of those body lock takedowns, and you know how big takedowns can score in a fight. So yeah, I think that this one may sway over to the Andrei Arlovski side. I've been wrong tonight already, so let's hang on for a few moments and we'll see. What's the dealio?
No one.
Trying to figure out where Reagan put the remainder here, Reggie.
O'Malley next.
Yeah, O'Malley's coming up next. Guy from the Contender Series. Lots of flashy jumping kicks and spinning elbows and whatnot. He's fighting Andre Sukumtat. Like that Sukumtat over there. But in the weigh-ins I talked about earlier, Sukumtat slapped the life out of O'Malley's wrist because he put his hand too close to his face. That's coming up
Arlovski
next.
looks exhausted. He gets the unanimous decision. And Struve picks him up in the air. Unbelievable. Struve gives him a huge hug. Lots of respect between them. Always seen him a class act guy, Struve. And here, we'll just get what Joe is talking to him about real quick. Hold on, you guys.
Yeah, so in the interview with Joe Rogan, Arlovski talked about how he still has the fire in his eyes, and you can teach an old dog new tricks. He's trying to show that coming, with that new camp with Mike Brown, and he said he just had a good performance against a good opponent, and he wants to go on forward on that truck towards the title. Sean O'Malley and Sukumtat coming up next. Bantamweight division. O'Malley, the Sugar Show, coming from the Contender Series, the Dana White Contender Series. He also had his UFC debut not too long ago. He'll be facing Andre Sukumtat, the Asian sensation. And it doesn't seem like Sukumtat likes O'Malley very much. O'Malley's pretty unique character. This could be an interesting fight. He's saying it's an easy fight. He's saying O'Malley's saying that Sukumtat is slow, and he's talking like he's an easy opponent and whatnot. And apparently Sukumtat has taken some offense to this. And it's one of those fights, there was a little bit of altercation at the weigh-ins. It has the potential to be fireworks. I'm excited for it. It got me excited for it at first. I was like, man, how's this guy jump ahead of Andrei Arlovski and Hector Lombard and everything? But with the help of Sukumtat, I am now definitely interested in this fight. The Embedded, they follow into O'Malley a little bit, and he seems like a cool kid, but maybe too cool. I don't know. We'll see. Andre Sukumtat making his walk. He's coming in from Providence, Rhode Island. He looks ready to go. He's representing, what's that, Laos?
Yeah, I guess the computer couldn't handle too many windows open.
Roger that.
Yeah, here's
He's
another guy
loose,
dancing.
He's
Yeah,
loose, he's dancing.
basically to some rhythm.
Was that Weedman? Who was that? No, it wasn't Weedman.
Yeah, says his last goodbyes. What was that? Is that what's his name? 155 guy? No.
No, I don't know who that is. I know who I thought that was, but it wasn't.
Okay, finished 11 of 12 wins, 8 knockouts. Pretty impressive record for sure.
Andre Sukumtat.
Didn't he have the knee surgery? No, it's not him.
Who?
Limited. Can't prove anybody wrong anymore with actual stats.
It's finally clear. The weather's finally cleared up here in Hilo. I hope the weather's doing good wherever you're sitting at.
And now O'Malley, a little more rhythm, I would say, coming out, immediately dancing. Yeah, loving being there, shaking everybody in the crowd's hands. Yeah.
He's born in Helena, Montana.
One relaxed character.
That's MT, right? Montana.
And very explosive from the replays we've seen.
Montana, MT. Is that
MT, I believe. Yeah, that is Montana, I think.
Got the fresh face tattoo, star under his left eye. He's got the Snoop Dogg cornrows, looking fresh.
Well, yeah, likes
sagging pants a little.
Yeah, likes his hair, but doesn't want it to be a problem in the. I guess that's the way to do it.
He just got a fresh facial tattoo. It's like 2 days ago, and he's about to fight here in the co-main event of the UFC.
Guess it might be cold. He had socks on.
He's hella cocky, man. He's hella cocky.
Here we go.
He's got some
interesting tattoo.
He's definitely got some confidence to him.
Undefeated. Awarded UFC contract on Dana's show. 141 significant strikes landed in UFC debut. So, yeah, that's some very good stats. And it looks like they got him a good guy to test those stats against.
What's he repping? The Lab? What's he repping? What gym's he from? I think it is the Lab.
Yeah, instantly gets in there, screams, does a cartwheel, not looking at his opponent yet, enjoying the crowd, walks right up into his opponent. Maybe, looks at him a little bit. The guy wearing the red suit gets in front of him. And here we go. Bantamweight stats. 5'11 versus 5'9. 72 versus 70. Sean O'Malley, 23. Andre Sukumoth, 29. I think I'll go with Andre.
You heard it first. Reagan's going with Andre.
Well, when I'm saying his name, but that's what I meant. No. Oh yeah. Okay. What is Andre Sukumtat? Sukumtat. Yeah, I think I'll go with Andre.
Sukumtat.
So if you guys, if I'm speaking. But yeah, I don't know who's gonna win the fight yet.
No, Reagan, you heard it.
If it goes to the second round, then we'll know.
Reagan's going with.
We'll get an opinion at least. 5'11 versus 5'9. That's not a big deal. 2-inch reach.
I have no quarrels with either.
He has a 135 betting odds.
I ain't got no quarrels
O'Malley.
with Reg. I'm rooting for both of them. Reagan is something against O'Malley.
That's not. No. Or just the last name, you mean? Or just Andre's last name? Something against that. Okay, here we go. They're getting ready. O'Malley looking real serious. Now they're looking at each other. Andre real serious. Okay. O'Malley throwing some fake jabs. Sukumoth standing right in front of them. Both men in the center of the cage. No handshake. Andre kind of circling to the left and the right. not really doing anything yet. No punches yet. Kind of throwing some fakes at each other. Not much going on. O'Malley trying to find a distance. Now he's stretching out his arms, throws the first jab in the fight, and Sukumac is still circling left and right. Now he's trying to circle out to the left again, and O'Malley trying to fake a push kick, and Andre just left and right, and now Andre comes with his jab, first jab of the fight now, almost lands. O'Malley tries to do a spinning something, and Sukumac just backs away. Sukumac now lands a right low kick, and Andre comes with his own jumping kick to the knee. And still pressing for it. Sukumac behind the black line, and Andre lands a big kick to the leg. It might have hurt Sukumac's leg. Sukumac could be hurt right now. O'Malley pressing forward still. Sukumac against the cage. O'Malley a spinning kick, and Sukumac just gets out of the way of it. O'Malley still pressing forward. O'Malley with a big right push kick, and Sukumac now looks like his legs recovered, is bouncing still outside the black line though. O'Malley still trying to press forward, still looking very relaxed. Another push kick by O'Malley, and it's parried by Sukumac. O'Malley goes for a left high kick, and kind of Sukumac circles away and gets back to the center of the cage. O'Malley lands a right low kick, and Sukumac comes in with his own left and a right and backs up O'Malley, and O'Malley kind of readjusts. And O'Malley still kind of hands down now, trying to do some push kicks. And push kicks caught by Andre, but O'Malley gets away and now presses Sukumac back behind the black line. O'Malley with a left low kick, and Sukumac just parries it out of the way. O'Malley now coming forward, switching stance now to orthodox stance. And now it's Andre trying to do some fakes. A right body kick by O'Malley as Andre still against the cage. A huge right kick lands for Sukumac, and O'Malley tries to retaliate with the right hand, and a spinning high kick almost lands for O'Malley. And Sukumac just misses and gets out of the way of it. 2 minutes, 49 seconds. A push kick from O'Malley. Sukumac just parries it. O'Malley was still right in front of him, not letting him outside the black line the whole fight. O'Malley with a jab that just misses, and the right hand that gets blocked by Sukumac. Sukumac still standing his ground, though. A big right kick drops Sukumac to the ground for a low right kick, and Sukumac has to bounce back up. O'Malley now with the right hand, and Sukumac circles out and now gets back to the center of the cage. O'Malley now with another jab. O'Malley standing right in front of him, looking extremely relaxed, almost like in a sparring match he looks like he's in. And Sukumac still standing right in front of him. A high kick is blocked by Sukumac, and O'Malley still in the center of the cage. Sukumac trying to find his distance. A right kick's checked by O'Malley, and O'Malley pressing forward now. Sukumac backing up by the black line again. A push kick's parried by O'Malley, and O'Malley tries to go for another high kick, and Sukumac just circles back to the center, and now Sukumac has the center. O'Malley on the black line. Sukumac trying to not let him off the black line. And now he looks at the clock, 1 minute, 50 seconds, and gets caught by a jab and a spinning back fist and a high kick by O'Malley and another kick attempt by O'Malley. And Sukumac now trying to shoot in. Might have got caught by a knee from that second kick. And now Sukumac behind the black line. O'Malley trying to keep him there. O'Malley with a big right hand that misses, and Sukumac now takes the center. And now Sukumac goes for a shot, and as O'Malley went for a kick. And now they break apart. And O'Malley with another huge high kick, and Sukumac just gets out of the way. A left hand to the body by O'Malley from southpaw. And O'Malley's still standing right in front of him. O'Malley switches back to orthodox. Sukumac standing right in front of him in the center of the cage. O'Malley gets a couple of jabs, and Sukumac backs up back to the black line. He's now behind the black line. O'Malley still pressing forward. Sukumac comes rushing with the left to the body, and now O'Malley comes forward. O'Malley now gets him back to the cage, and now Sukumac's back against the cage. A right kick lands for O'Malley to the body, and another push kick to the body by O'Malley. O'Malley right in front of him, trying to get a jab. Sukumac just gets out of the way of it. O'Malley keeping him against the cage. A left kick to the body is blocked by Sukumac. O'Malley just keeping Sukumac on the cage, not letting him out. And finally, Sukumac looks like he finally got out with a jab, couple of jabs. And he gets dropped by a right hand by O'Malley. And a high kick and a spinning left kick kind of lands and pushes him back against the cage. And he's hurt bad. He's trying not to act it. 35 seconds left. Then another left high kick by O'Malley. And Sukumac's looking at the time. He's hurt. And a left hand by O'Malley. And he's trying to keep on him. And Sukumac just trying to circle against the cage. O'Malley right in front of him, trying to be quicker now, trying to make something happen. Right and a left by O'Malley, and another left high kick by O'Malley. And Sukumac just dodges out of the way, trying to get his bearing. 17 seconds left. And O'Malley standing right in front of him, left to the body by O'Malley. And O'Malley still keeping him against the cage. A right hook lands for O'Malley, another right hook. And a left high kick lands for O'Malley, almost dropping Sukumac. The right hand just misses for O'Malley. And a right knee, and O'Malley kind of slips to the ground, but gets right back up. Sukumac hurt bad, and the round ends.
Bruh. He's catching cracks. He's walking around real wobbly right now. Is Sukumac, man. O'Malley just went straight Nuksukao on him, and just leg kicks, the uppercuts, the spinning kicks, the body kicks. Unbelievable range of strikes coming from O'Malley. Kid looks really, really good. And man, he backs up all that confidence. He looks super fresh going into the second. No signs of any fatigue. Spinning back fist, a high kick, to jumping kick. It's great, man. We love it. We love it.
I think that's what hurt him to begin with, right?
What, the spinning back fist?
Yeah, and that kick.
Bingo.
And that's what dropped him, though, yeah. Yeah, he just got right out of the way of a jab and a straight right hand right on the chin, dropped him to the ground, and Sukumat just had to pop back up as O'Malley came rushing in right there. And as the round ended, he walked away wobbling, trying to regain himself. But hey, he's back up now, looking much better than when the round ended. So here we go.
One of those come from
O'Malley comes in all relaxed to the center of the cage, and a parry, immediately jab parried by Sukumat. And Sukumat coming in fast with jabs, and another left and a right by Sukumat. And O'Malley goes flying against the cage, and another right hand just misses for Sukumat. Sukumat is coming in fast, and now the action slows in a bit at a right push kick by O'Malley as O'Malley takes the center, and left and a right by O'Malley now as he has in the center of the cage. Has Sukumat again the black line, and Sukumat slowed down a little bit. A right leg low kick lands for Sukumat, and O'Malley acts like it didn't hurt him, and trying to taunt him in now with his hands down. Sukumat obliging, coming in right now, not really throwing punches, but waiting for the counter. It looks like no punches yet, but O'Malley getting behind the black line. Sukumat right in front of him, pushes him again behind the back line. O'Malley, Andre just getting out of a left from O'Malley, a huge high kick by O'Malley, and Sukumat just parries it. Both men just dodge each other's jabs, and they're both back in the center of the cage. 4 minutes, 7 seconds left. A push kick by O'Malley, and Sukumat parries it. Both men go for low kicks, and Sukumat tried to shoot him, but O'Malley pushed him away. O'Malley with the left hook lands. And Sukumat, both men back in the center of the cage. 3 minutes, 54 seconds. O'Malley gets Sukumat behind the black line. Sukumat trying to circle left and right and gets two jabs to get back inside the black line. A big right hand for O'Malley and pushes Sukumat back behind the black line. And O'Malley pressing forward in his southpaw stance. A big left hand lands for O'Malley. And now another jab for O'Malley. And they're both men in the center of the cage. And a kick check by O'Malley. Look, he said, oh, look at your foot, possibly pointing at his foot. And throws a big left hand. And another right hand lands for O'Malley. And Sukumat circles out and back to the center. And now he comes forward with his own left hook. And now he has O'Malley on the black line. He shoots in. And O'Malley spins back and almost gets his back. And Sukumat on top in O'Malley's guard. Sukumat got the takedowns. 3 minutes, 15 seconds. O'Malley looks like he's going for a triangle. O'Malley gets his legs over. Possibly has a triangle. Fighting for it strong, trying to get elbows, getting one left hand. But Sukumat grabs his arm. O'Malley almost in a full triangle now, pulling his arm tight. O'Malley holding one arm, one leg over with his arm. O'Malley now getting one punch here and trying to readjust to get more of a triangle. Sukumat holding strong, 2 minutes, 50 seconds. O'Malley looks like he almost has his ankle under his knee. Sukumat trying to just hold strong, just staying there, not really doing much, just trying to defend. O'Malley still trying to force the triangle. Sukumat he might be feeling something. He's trying to circle out. O'Malley might have it under his foot. Nope, it slips out. Sukumat could be getting out. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. O'Malley lands an elbow, and Sukumat goes for a hammer fist. Oh, there could be a cut. There's blood. There's blood on O'Malley right now. There's blood on his arm and his chest as Sukumat is still stuck in his triangle. Sukumat now trying to force him out right now. Trying to force his way out, all his strength, and now he's pulling out. O'Malley going for an armbar. He could have the armbar. Sukumat trying to get his arm out, and he gets his arm out now. And Sukumat now on top in side control as O'Malley's on the bottom. 2 minutes in, Sukumat on top. O'Malley just kind of relaxed on the bottom, maybe looking for his way to get out. Sukumat now gets a right knee to the body as he has O'Malley in side control with his shoulder pressure, right arm under his head with shoulder pressure. Sukumat's kind of trying to switch base. Now he gets his right hand in his neck, trying to push him down. O'Malley trying to spin down, trying to get back to half guard. O'Malley gets back to half guard, pushes his leg in. Sukumat still in half guard on top, trying to get some punches in. 1 minute, 30 seconds. Sukumat gets one punch in the body, has his right elbow in his neck. O'Malley trying to guard now. O'Malley gets back to full guard. Sukumat, 1, 2, 3, right hands to the head and one to the body. And Sukumat just not letting O'Malley up. O'Malley trying to kick him away, trying to make space. Sukumat switches him, grabs his legs, and keeps him down. Sukumat on top, doesn't let O'Malley put his back against the cage, gets his back off the cage. Sukumath on top gets 2 shots to the head on O'Malley. 1 minute, 7 seconds in, and O'Malley's trying again for a triangle type lock, I suppose. O'Malley pushes away, trying to go for a guillotine now. Sukumath inside control, passes guard. O'Malley spins him over. He has a tight guillotine, but there's 53 seconds left. Sukumath doesn't seem to be too in a worry now. 49 seconds left. Sukumath now spins to his back, gets up, and now he's on the bottom. Sukumath blocking some kicks on both knees. As the referee didn't, he thought the referee might stop it, and now he falls to his back. O'Malley on his feet now. Very interesting turn of events as he got up. O'Malley did 2 kicks to Sukumath as Sukumath thought he was down, and the ref didn't do anything. O'Malley does a spin and immediately passes Sukumath's guard as he was above him. And now O'Malley's on top trying to do something. Sukumath just trying to keep his knees, trying to keep him from mounting, one arm on there. And O'Malley on top trying to put his elbow on the neck of Sukumath, trying to get some elbows now. O'Malley instantly goes to knee on stomach and now gets the mount. And Sukumath tries to get up. O'Malley immediately reaches for his neck as Sukumath tried to get up. But Sukumath went back down and the round ends. What do you think, T? Who's winning?
O'Malley's doing a great job. Very, very composed. Lighting him up on the stand-up. Threatening submissions on the bottom. O'Malley's the real deal, no doubt. That's for sure. Definitely the real deal. He's putting his money where his mouth is, and I can't do nothing but admire what he's putting forth so far. I'm probably predicting he's going to end up finishing this fight. I don't know. We'll see though, because Sukumath does not look to be too excited going into the next round. He's got a bunch of swabs going up his nose, a bunch of cornermen rushing all over him, yelling at him at the same time. And O'Malley kind of just looks very laid back, cute cruise, kicking back. I mean, even in the parts of the round where O'Malley was stuck in side control and Sukumath was on top, O'Malley still had a lot of composure. He stayed very relaxed, didn't do something silly to end up in any worse danger. I'm really digging this guy's professionalism in there, let alone how composed he can stay. It's amazing.
Okay, here we go. Both men in the center of the cage. Sukumath immediately pressing forward quick again. Gets a right low kick as O'Malley's back is against the cage. And now both men exchange jabs. And O'Malley goes and Sukumath goes for a liver shot. Sukumath immediately shoots in, gets a body lock against O'Malley, trying to take him down. 4 minutes, 45 seconds. Both men against the cage. Sukumath with the body lock. O'Malley almost having to give his back from a wizard position. Maybe going for a judo sweep. O'Malley tries to let go of the wizard and gets a right hook in, but now he has to give his back. Sukumath on O'Malley in the back of O'Malley, both men standing up against the cage. Sukumath's weight holding O'Malley against the cage. O'Malley trying to stop Sukumath from kneeing him with one arm as he has his back to him. O'Malley immediately looks up and Sukumath goes for a single leg and tries to take him down. And O'Malley gets away and immediately tries to do a push kick to keep away Sukumath. And a right hand. Sukumath's immediately coming forward and he takes a jab, but he's still pressing forward. O'Malley trying to find a way out, going left and right. Now O'Malley on the black line. Sukumath pressing forward. 4 minutes, 5 seconds. O'Malley with the left hand that's kind of eaten by Sukumath. Sukumath still presses forward with his own kicks in his right hands. And O'Malley's now circling away even more. Sukumath now with a body shot again. And standing right in front of him. O'Malley's back against the cage. O'Malley returns a jab in the left hand, but Sukumath just taking it and standing right in front of him, returning his own jabs, getting him closer and closer to the cage, possibly for another clinch. And O'Malley has to circle away from just missing a right overhand and comes in with his own 1-2, and both men back in the center of the cage. 3 minutes, 35 seconds. Sukumath putting his hands up now, maybe a little tired from that immediate rush he gave in. And now O'Malley pressing forward with push kicks and left hands, and Sukumath on the black line. A huge high kick by O'Malley, and Sukumath just blocks it with his left hand and still walking forward now. A left low kick lands for Sukumath as O'Malley's looking at his leg. A huge right leg kick lands for Sukumath, and Sukumath gets a single leg takedown. 3 minutes, 14 seconds against the cage. Sukumath on top of O'Malley, trying to use an open wizard guard. Sukumath standing over O'Malley, pushing all his weight on him against the cage. O'Malley's head against the cage. Sukumath now standing over him, trying to punch him with his left hand. O'Malley trying to hold his left hand, pushing away from a butterfly open guard position. But Sukumath is standing over him. Now O'Malley going for some type of leg lock, half guard sweep possibly. And Sukumath's trying to stay strong. Sukumath gets back to O'Malley's butterfly guard and looks like he's catching his breath now. O'Malley with a quick left hook from the bottom. and Sukumat has to react to it. Sukumat now stands back up and tries to rain down a big right hand, and O'Malley's trying to get up now, and O'Malley just gets out of the way of an elbow, and Sukumat gets his knee on O'Malley's arm, trying to pin it down, and Sukumat passes to the side control now, almost in a guillotine position on O'Malley. And O'Malley's trying to get up to his feet now, rolling in to grab a single leg now. O'Malley might have to give his back. 2 minutes, 15 seconds. And Sukumat has O'Malley in almost a cradle-like position on arm from side control. And Sukumat immediately gets his knee on his arm and again is going for strikes. One elbow on the side of O'Malley's head. O'Malley's trying to get up to his feet, trying to get up, sit up now. O'Malley's sitting up now with his back against the cage. Immediately, Sukumat goes for a guillotine, and O'Malley has to turn away, and now O'Malley finally gets back to his feet. 1 minute, 53 seconds. Sukumat still behind O'Malley. O'Malley has one of Sukumat's hands. O'Malley turns correctly, and he's bouncing on one leg. O'Malley's leg is hurt, and Sukumat knows it. 1 minute, 42 seconds, and Sukumat goes for a double leg takedown. And yeah, O'Malley's clearly hurt. O'Malley wincing in pain, and it looks like he said something. And the ref asked him if he's tapping. He said, no, he's not tapping. Sukumat on top. O'Malley going for a guillotine again. Sukumat trying to pass the side control. Sukumat gets the side control on top. Minute 22 seconds. O'Malley's leg is hurt, and he's on the bottom in pain a little bit. But O'Malley still gets back to the half guard, and he gets up, and he still tries to get to his knees, even though his leg is sore, and he forces his way back to his legs. And Sukumat tried, and he gets a spinning back elbow, and Sukumat is still going relentlessly for the takedown. And O'Malley going for a Kimura, and Sukumat spins out of it to get back into a side control half guard position. 56 seconds. O'Malley's not giving up. O'Malley's on the bottom in a half guard position. Sukumat on top, all his weight on him, but Sukumat cannot really get any offense yet. O'Malley's doing real good at defending the arm and trying to get up whenever Sukumat offers any real retaliation. 40 seconds in, one left hook is blocked by O'Malley, and Sukumat still standing over him, all his weight on top. O'Malley trying to get to his knees still. Sukumat almost in a guillotine position, head and arm, with one arm under though, and with an underhook. And O'Malley still trying to sit up against the cage. O'Malley, 2 hands on one arm. Sukumat, the knee to the body of O'Malley, and immediately goes for a guillotine, and O'Malley has to turn as hard as he can to his back to the ground and stops trying to get up to get away from the guillotine. 15 seconds in, Sukumat gets back to side control. 1, 2 punches. The second one is blocked by O'Malley. Right 2 knees to the body of O'Malley. O'Malley looking at the clock, less than 10 seconds left. Sukumat trying to finish strong with knees to the body and to the arm from side control, and the referee stops it.
Man, it's almost like Sukumat heard me and was like, bro, what are you talking about? He came out a huge round. O'Malley is exhausted. His leg, I guess, is in a bunch of pain.
Man, and is his leg still hurt? Because I thought Sukumat's leg was the hurt one, right?
He went to the top of his foot.
Maybe his ankle broken.
He kicked the shin.
But he's acting a little bit like a jerk. I think he pushed Sukumat off of him, and Sukumat was trying to give him some respect. But hey, sometimes you get hurt when you're in there. Regardless of anything, do you think that he did enough in 2 rounds to clinch that victory, or would this be a victory for Sukumat? Did Sukumat do?
That's right. This doesn't look correct, when the one guy can't get up. But yeah, he had such a strong first round, and it was amazing. I thought, what was it, Sukumat?
Yeah, Sukumat.
Sukumat's leg was the injured one, But next thing I know, oh, was that what it was?
Yeah.
Wow, he hurt it on Sukumat's elbow. How strong is his elbow, right? Could have been a freak thing, but it looked like, man, it looked like he kicked his elbow and it hurt his leg.
Broken metatarsal. I know what that feels like. I went on. That's 2 weeks before I went on the show.
He's still down. Hopefully he's okay. Sukumat standing up, kind of trying to. Of course, he hopes he wins. He did an incredible comeback from that first round. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? But yeah, can't look good from the judge's eyes. O'Malley still hasn't gotten up. And how was it scored? So here we go. They're going to give the official decision. They get Sukumat in the middle, because O'Malley still hasn't been up. He's still down. They're still not letting him move his leg. But he has his hands up. He's waiting for the decision on the ground with his leg up. First ever I've seen this. And we will have to see.
O'Malley won.
So yeah, it looks like he can't get up, but he's screaming. He's smiling now. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I guess O'Malley won. Unbelievable.
I mean, in the days of Sparta, you tell me who's the winner, right? I mean, I don't know why Sukum thought to like rush him for a takedown when he's jumping up and down on one leg, man. Especially when so much of this guy's arsenal comes from his kicks, you know, and the ability to not really pivot hard on the foot and stuff like that. Man, somebody's jumping on one leg, I would have attacked standing up. So I think it might have been a little bit of a faulty error for Sukum to go for the takedown after he knew the foot was hurt. It cost him the fight. I think he might have been able to finish O'Malley because the referee wouldn't want to see O'Malley hopping around on one foot disabled.
Just keep
like
making him stand back up. Right?
Keep making him stand up. The ref would call the fight because the guy hurt his foot. You know, so the referee's job is to protect the fighter. You got to make it look like he needs to. Don't take him down after you hurt the guy's leg. Hello.
Well, I guess this is another thing to learn in this sport.
Who's on this last slice? Can I eat it? It's going so cold and bad.
Go for it. Go for it. So yeah, here we'll see what they have to say for you guys real quick. We'll be right back.
All right, guys. They talked to O'Malley, and in a nutshell, they're talking about how a star is born. You know, I guess they're talking about overcoming adversity in the fight and whatnot. But we're leading on into the co-main event, starring Frankie Edgar versus Brian Ortega. If you guys want to go use the bathroom real quick, grab a drink, something, we'll be back in about 3 minutes. Check back in with us in just 3 minutes, and we'll go ahead and get you onto that fight. Up until then, sit tight. We'll be right back.